Welcome back, everyone, to Mummy's Mask. In our last session, our lovely little group of adventurers completed their investigations into the first of three locations that will be granted to you within the necropolis of Wati for exploration, treasure hunting, and all around shenanigans, let's say. Though, of course, so long as you actually take care of them and don't commit wanton destruction wherever you see fit. Your first location being the tomb of a general by the name of Akentepi, who perished before the Plague of Madness was ever unleashed upon the city proper, and thus had a relatively complete tomb for you to explore, complete with dolls, bugs that had nested in, elementals, a sarcophagus in a flooding room. Lots of fun meant to kill you. And thankfully, all of you escaped with your lives for now. Making your way back into the city proper, you decided, being near the end of the day, to leave your riches in the tomb itself. Come back for them later to sell once you have an idea of what might be a good location to sell at. And you did end up learning from someone that there's a shop by the name The Silver Unk here in Midwife that gives a pretty good deal on any treasures coming out of the necropolis. On your way back, however, you also came across a bit of a strange sight. City thugs seemingly attempting to sell one of the albino crocodiles that is seen as holy to Pharasma to a pair of Venara, who claimed to be legally purchasing it to take home to Jalmaray to breed. Whether they were lying or not, the Venara, and not entirely certain, the thugs, absolutely scummy individuals. And while what they were doing went through the proper channels, quote unquote, it absolutely was not a legal transaction at the end of the day. And you managed to convince them to disperse, frightening them off by threatening to bring the guard over and not hesitating to agree when they tried to bluff you. And the rest of you, as Nahamura stayed behind to watch the crocodile, make sure nothing else happened to it, headed to the Grand Mausoleum to put your report in. Sahara and Usala heading to the little lottery station to hand in your report, figure out the next steps, while Amenemsu sought out one of the priests who could actually take care of the matter, coming across a, let's say, strange individual, a sylph slightly out of time by the name of Temenib, who seemed to have already foreseen what you had accomplished, sent guards to escort the crocodile back to the Golden Lake, and even paid you a bit for your efforts. While Usala and Sahara were informed that the second lottery for those who have completed their events up until now, their first locations, will be held tomorrow morning within the mausoleum itself, and you will also be rewarded for your note taking on your first exploration location at that time as well. That is where we are picking back up, as most of you, I believe, were planning on heading back to your rooms at the Tooth and Hookah, where, from what you've been informed, there will be a small party being held by the other larger and successful adventuring groups, giving you perhaps a good idea who your direct competition is, as well as just a chance to meet and mingle. Was there anything else people wished to do before heading to the Tooth and Hookah?
Uh, we haven't sold everything, correct?
Correct. You have not sold anything because
Okay.
it was unfortunately past closing time for most shops by the time you got
Right.
everything up and you weren't quickly able to figure out a good place to sell. But you have an idea where
Okay.
you could sell tomorrow.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we left everything in the tomb.
That is correct. You closed it back up, piled the sand in front, used some soap to imitate the wax seal on it, to do your best to effectively disguise the fact that it was ever opened by you in the first place. And that way you guys aren't seen walking around with a bunch of gold and a full-ass chariot and things such as that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have a bard off.
Yeah, there will likely be performances going on at the Tooth and Hookah that you will be perhaps welcome, maybe not, to join in. Sahara, was there anything people wanted to do before heading over there? Though it's about 7:30 at night. So
I am gonna ask Amanetsu how much money he was able to proliferate from the thieves.
Thieves? I didn't get any money from them.
You mean
Was I
you?
supposed
Well,
to?
when I jumped up on the water fountain and I started dancing around, I was creating the distraction so you could steal from them. My sister and I did that all the time, and she was able to get some good money out of it.
Oh, uh, um, uh, perhaps a heads up would be a good. I'm not familiar with that shtick.
Oh well, I'll use the shtick any chance I get by acting like an idiot and causing everybody to look at me because I am really pretty. But getting everybody to look at me, and then you can sneak up behind them and you can take all their money from them because, well, I mean, that's what you do, right? You create
I
distractions. You create distractions, and you take everybody's money.
I don't know about any of that. That is not my normal course of action, I guess, in a normal capacity.
Oh, I truly apologize. I thought you were like a thief or something. I
No,
misunderstood. I
no.
misunderstood what you did. I mean, you were so good at breaking in and checking for traps and picking locks, and I thought you were trained in how to steal.
Oh, no. Um, n- I, it's kind of weird the way that I am able to do things. I admit I'm not really familiar with all my talents currently. I'm still kind of learning at where what I am capable of. I just seem to fill a need and do my best at it. Yes.
Well, you should try. I'll tell you what. I'll make a distraction when we get a chance. I can't do it without having something started. And I only really do it against bad guys, people who are already breaking the law.
Well, okay. Sure. I guess we could give it a shot. Like I said, it's not really my normal thing. So, and really, I really hope we don't do that at the Tooth and Hookah. It's,
No, no,
I
no,
I
no.
work there.
I I really only try to do it when people are doing stupid things that are technically against the law. Because stealing, my sister taught me that it's easier to give people money and then just steal it back from them. Uh,
Oh,
her pimps would always try to steal her money. She would just take them all back.
Also, if you're stealing from
yeah.
criminals, they can't report you to the police, can they?
See, that's how it works. But you don't fight back because you just give them the money, and then oh, I don't have it anymore. I must have drank it all away because they're not very bright.
Yes. Well, I would surmise perhaps it would be careful who and what criminals you choose because criminals tend to take the law into their own hands and follow their own rules. So, be very careful in that endeavor for sure.
Oh, look, there's the what is it? The Hoop and Luca. Yeah, that's this place. We're gonna have a nice
Truth and
bard
hookah,
off.
yes.
All right. Then, as you all make your way across the streets, through some of these side alleys back to the Tooth and Hookah at this point, contrary to when you arrived late yesterday afternoon, the windows are all open, place is flush with light, and the sound of vibrant music and conversation is pouring out onto the street of what is one of the larger buildings here in Wati. As you push your way into the tavern proper, you can see that the vast majority of this ground floor is currently full. There are about 10 or so different tables that are filled with other quite obviously adventurers as they are in full gear. Now, this is a variety. There are people in full armor with large weapons. There are people in very clearly more magic robes and lighter equipment that perhaps are not the physical threats in their groups. But at a quick glance, you all are able to tell these appear to be relatively balanced adventuring compositions. They don't appear to have immediate weaknesses as you take a quick glance. The air is very hazy, and the smell is quite pungent as most everyone here is smoking, or at least next to someone who is smoking from the numerous hookah pipes on the tables. Every now and then, people are getting up, carving off little chunks of meat from their late dinners, tossing them in the central well down to where Toothy is. You know he is probably eating well tonight as these adventurers are celebrating. As the four of you, because Nebsu is still just a sword, as the four of you make your way into the building, a bunch of the people sort of look over as the curtain opens, people walk in. There is a moment where all the conversation dies down as you very clearly feel yourselves being sized up by these people before a cheer rings out. Yeah, another successful group! First round of drinks is free! And people immediately begin clapping you on the shoulders, dragging you into the room, and just ingratiating you into conversation. Sahara, you do note there is not anyone playing music. It does appear that the Tooth and Hookah is using the recorded music to fill the scene as opposed to having to actually pay a bard or minstrel.
Okay. So the first hand that touches me is going to get grabbed, and we're going to go throwing out a dance number. Whether the person can dance or not is immaterial. Whether they are expecting it or not is immaterial. They're going to start dancing.
Go ahead and
I
roll
was-
a d8 and a d4 for me if you don't mind. Let's see who you get. Fantastic. Yeah, it's this like small, heavily bearded halfling male who's just like grabbed your wrist to pull you into the room. Actually does appear to be quite light on their feet as you immediately begin dancing with them. They're drunk right now. They don't care. They go along with it. They're happy.
And then I'm going to start. If I recognize the song, I'm going to start singing, basically warming up my voice
Sure. Yeah.
while I'm dancing.
You might have heard this song in port at one point. This is a more traditional local song to Osirion. Probably some famous singer out of Sothis was the one who wrote this. You've probably heard it before.
Okay. And before I start doing the bardy thing, after I finish dancing with the halfling, I'm going to shuffle up close to Amanetsu, and he is going to get stuffed with like a pouch and a few other things that might be valuable on me. as I thrust them into his hand so I don't get stolen from.
Fair enough.
Oh,
And
okay.
I need. Sorry, I need to go
Yes.
back real quick. Who was the one that I asked to make sure I don't get too drunk?
I believe
That was the Nahama.
yes.
No, okay. So Nahama is the one I give the pouch to.
Okay. Fantastic. So as Sahara immediately pulls someone into a dance and sort of disappears into the din and haze of the Tooth and Hookah, Usala, Nahamra, and Amanemsu, the three of you, are also sort of getting pulled in by this eclectic mix of other individuals. What do you do? Do you guys find a table? Do you just start chatting with people? Do
Somebody
you
said
disappear?
free drinks.
Someone did say free drinks, absolutely. They said first round free. Let's make that clear.
What's the drinking age of the, of the establishment? I would know.
Drinking age here would probably be 16.
Okay.
Drinking age? What's that?
If you
Everything
can
is
work, you can
alcoholic.
drink.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I think, your age is kind of a lie either way. You probably, you work here. They give you drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Usala, a drink will pretty quickly find its way into your hand, sort of sloshing over the edge onto your scales a bit, and you are welcome to just begin drinking.
Right. So try to find the who was first. Who was the first group to come back?
Who was the first group to come back? Start asking around after that. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check real quick. Just to see if you can find that out.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Checking around, from what you're able to find, the first group that returned was a group known as the Daughters of the Desert. That is all-female adventuring party. None of them appear to be from around here either. They mostly all appear to be from like northern Avestan, based off of a quick glance. But they are sort of like life of the party. It's easier to find them. They've taken like the central big table right next to Toothy's well, and are probably the ones most filling Toothy's well with food. But they appear, as much as they're celebrating, they appear pretty wasted at this point. So.
Well, the word is escaping me. The non-appreciation. Congratulations. I'll pay my token congratulations for their success.
One of them will raise their mug to you. They have this like vibrant red hair, and they will just sort of raise their glass in one hand. They do have a harp in their other hand, though it is not being strummed at the moment. And as you give a slight mention of appreciation, congratulations on finishing first, she speaks up. There's no such thing as finishing first in this business. Survival is all that matters. And we survived, so cheers!
I'll drink to that.
And they will cheer you and continue drinking. Amanemsu and Nahamra, what are the two of you up to immediately?
I think I'm gonna do the exact opposite and look for a quiet group sitting in one of the corners, maybe if there's anybody sitting around kind of to themselves.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check real quick. Yeah. You notice a group in one corner that's like 5 people, all sort of clustered around a table far too small for them. Um, they're all in like dark clothes, hoods up. Uh, a couple of them have like masks on, but not all of them. They have drinks they're nursing, but they look like they haven't been touched right now. They also don't look like they are paying much attention. They're sort of keeping to themselves.
Okay. Um, I will make my way over there. But first I'll tie Sahara's pouch to my belt
Sure.
and make sure it's secured, and then I'll make my way over there. Um,
Yeah.
Friends, congratulations on a successful day.
One of the figures, dressed in very dark grays, actually, looks up at you, sort of an ashy complexion right now. It's actually very much the complexion of someone who is nursing injuries, but is not showing them, like some sort of internal injury that they are attempting to hide. Good evening to you as well. I take it you are the most recent arrivals?
Yes, yes. We just recently made it back.
Congratulations on your successful ventures into the necropolis today.
We came back the same amount of well, we actually gained a member from when we left. So quite successful.
Did you
Did,
find
did,
this
did you
member in the necropolis?
you could say yes, yeah, we did.
Interesting.
It, quite unusual to find somebody who's been in there that is able to make it back out.
You are aware the type of person you would normally find within the necropolis, correct? Of course you are. I'm sorry, that's a bit personal of a question.
This person is quite different. Yes, yes. Did your whole group make it back out? Did you have to leave somebody behind?
We all made it safely. Thank you for your concern. You wouldn't happen to have any extra. I know you got a new member, but you wouldn't happen to have any elixirs or scrolls that you would not have need of, would you?
I I do happen to have an extra elixir.
Would you?
Do you need somebody to take a look at something for you?
It's more for precautionary measures. I'd be happy to buy that from you if you had no need of it.
I I think I can part with one of them. Yeah. What's your name, by the way?
Uh, you may call me Black Kiss. It's a alias, you understand.
Yes, yes. I am Nahama.
It is a pleasure to
And
meet you.
I pleasure to meet you as well. I will reach in my own pouch and hand in an elixir life minor over.
Yeah. They will take a look at it, nod appreciatively, and pull out a few coins. They're actually going to pay you 1.5 times that elixir's value, so they'll give you 4.5 gold for that.
Okay.
They were seemingly pretty desperate for some healing.
If you come across more troubles and you see me around, I would be happy to help with any medical needs as necessary. I know we are different groups, but the survival of all of us is important.
Indeed. Thank you for your concern. should we have need of any ministrations, then we will gladly reach out to you about that.
Of course. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will toast a glass, and then I will slowly make my way around the room, talking to just different people.
Yeah, absolutely. They will sort of go back to talking amongst themselves. The individual you sold the elixir of life to uncorks it and downs it pretty much as soon as you've walked away. Fantastic. A group of nearly all rogues and no healing items. It's a good party composition, I promise.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, exactly. 3 rogues and a magus. What could go wrong? Amanemsu, what are you up to tonight?
So, taking a cue from Nahamra, he's also going to keep it quiet and kind of watch his compatriots from the from the corners. Listening to the conversation, he's gonna point out, like, I'm not so sure we should say too much about Nebsu just yet until we fully understand. Finding things and bringing them back from the necropolis, especially living things, isn't necessarily a good thing at all times. So,
Yeah.
might be a good idea to keep that between the group and us. But yeah, it's good that you made some friends.
As you're making mention of that to Nahamura, you feel a like slight tug at the hem of your shirt, and there is a male halfling, full face of mutton chops, who's just like tugs at your shirt slightly. I'd say that's a fancy blade you got there. You wouldn't happen to be interested in well, I suppose before I ask, wouldn't happen to be enchanted now, would it?
Oh no, this is just something I found that suited my needs.
Oh,
But
that's-
you're welcome to take a look at it, and I'm surprised that you even noticed that it was a blade. I was told that it
he's
would be a little bit more discreet.
specifically pointing out Nebsu's falcata.
Oh,
Yes. I believe you were the one carrying that.
that is true. Actually, no, this is something I'm holding for a friend, and
Well,
he's rather particular about it. And
That's
it would be a disservice to him if I let just anybody take a look at it.
damnable
Hopefully, you can
shame.
understand. Of course.
Of course I can. I mean, it's quite nice looking. I mean, the inlay is just on its hilt, and he's like craning his neck trying to get a look at it. Now, you said you're holding on to it for a friend, and I get that and appreciate that. Taking care of your people is, of course, a great thing to do, but I got this here blade myself today in my investigations, and he'll like pull out a long sword that is like has this black smoke slightly rippling from the blade. And see, it's a bit too big for my size, but I like it. But I mean that falcata right there looks perfect for me. You wouldn't be willing to make any sort of trade, would you?
Unfortunately, I can't. You might say that my friend is rather attached to this blade, and it's like a family heirloom, if you will. And I highly doubt that he would be very happy with me if I were to sell it.
I suppose that's fair.
Mm-hmm. But I appreciate your interest in it.
Well, yeah, certainly.
It is an exquisite blade. Sure, certainly.
You won't be interested in purchasing this here blade from myself. I mean, looking at your squiggly arms there, doesn't look like you can make much use of it, but just in case, figured I'd ask.
Squiggly arms, sir. Okay, you're making a good point. And let's take a look at this blade without touching it, because Menumsu is kind of held back a little bit because of the smoke.
Yeah, it is
Knowledge.
it's a full long sword with a blackened blade that seems to just have smoke emanating from it.
Is there like a recall knowledge to do on that, or is that just pretty much
Do you happen to have quick identification as a feat at this point?
Ooh, I was considering that one, but later. No, I do not have. Quick
Without that,
identification.
you would need a full 10 minutes of looking at it to try and figure it out. You
Yeah,
could
and
give me a
that's gonna
quick
happen too.
recall knowledge, I'd say. It's certainly enchanted, but figuring out the exact enchantment on it would take some time, most likely.
Recall knowledge then at a
Yeah.
disadvantage then, or
Just
okay,
recall
I'll
knowledge,
do
the
it.
DC is going to be pretty high, and you're not going to be able to get everything about it on that check.
That's all right.
That is a pretty good roll, though. Taking a quick look at it, you're fairly certain. It's almost hard to tell at first because of just the number of bodies in the room, all the smoking going on. There is heat emanating from this blade. It very likely would burn enemies it comes in contact with. It'll deal a little extra fire damage on top of just being a normal longsword.
I was looking for a thinner blade too, and you're right. But
I
yeah,
figured as much.
how much are you selling it for?
Well, based off of my appraising eye I got right here, I was thinking something along the line of 52 gold pieces or so. It is a very nice enchantment on it from what I was able to gather. And,
Insight check on
Yeah.
his
go for it. Give me a sense motive.
insight motive. Oh yes, there's an actual sense motive, isn't there?
Based off of it, if you would need to do a fuller inspection to try and understand exactly what it is worth. If the full extent of the enchantment is a slight amount of extra fire damage, that's probably a bit overpriced. If there is more to the enchantment, though, that could be a very good value. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
He does not appear to be trying to fleece you, though.
Okay. Well, I'm not currently at with disposable income, but perhaps I can get your name and where I can contact you in
Did
case
you not
I'm
find any
further
good
interested.
treasures today? Sorry to hear that.
Oh, we weren't able to find a place to sell everything. We got in rather late, unfortunately.
Looking for a buyer. That makes sense. It took us a time to find. Most of us just sold off to the merchants over in Sunburst. Trying to offload it quick. Didn't want to be walking around with a whole bunch of treasure in our pockets tonight. Never know what someone's
I
gonna
understand
get
that.
frisky. But,
Oh, you wouldn't believe. There's somebody trying to sell one of the albino crocodiles earlier. That was interesting.
They get a good deal?
I don't think you'd be wanting to mess with this one. This is practically a member of the church.
Fair enough. You asked my name. I'm sorry. You can call me Marn. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm the leader of the dog soldiers.
Marn, it's good to meet you. You may refer to me by Amenemsu.
Amenemsu. Nice to meet you, Amenemsu. What group are you part of?
We're with the Silver Mask.
Silver Mask. That's a little weak name. That's okay. No offense, but you come across as kind of a weak individual, just like in the muscle mass.
You have a good eye. You have a good eye. Yes, I tend to think my way more than brute force, I guess you could say.
He reaches up, tries to clap a hand on your shoulder, but just sort of like hits the back of your upper arm. I'm so sorry for you.
As he claps my arm, I'm going to attempt a sleight of hand to release him of his money.
Give me a blind thievery check to steal.
Blind thievery check. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Let's see if you can pickpocket this guy you just made semi-friends with.
I promise it's a good jest.
Let's see. That is a pretty solid roll here. Yeah, I'd say you are able to just like sort of untie his coin purse, or what seems like a coin purse, and pocket that into your hand.
Okay. Well, Marn, it was great to. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, I think you dropped this. Is this happen to be yours?
He looks at the pouch you're holding, squints his eyes a little bit. Damn, I did need that. Where'd that go? Sorry, did that fall off my pocket? Thank you for finding that for me, son. It's,
No problems. No
wouldn't have been able to
problems.
feed the folks without that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Well, us lighter weights and can have a little bit of sticky fingers too. So please be careful while you're in the city, sir.
He takes it back, opens it up slightly, pulls out dog food and throws it in his mouth as he waves to it, walks away. That was not a pouch of coin you stole.
No. What was the group's name again?
He called them the Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers.
Put that in
Okay.
chat for you. 2 R's just because they don't know how to spell.
Of course. Naturally.
Yeah, we love a good barbarian.
Like, hey, you know what? There's one in every group, at least.
Look, I might have lost my mind slightly when I was like, let me come up with a bunch of adventuring names. All right. Anyone else have things they would like to do, people they would like to talk to? There's quite a lot going on in this sort of nightly celebration, this big celebration for the end of the first day at least. You guys are welcome to do anything you would like, or we can sort of skip through.
So the last thing Sahara is going to do before she wakes up in some weird bed, I'd like to get the name of the halfling that I'm dancing with. And his
Absolutely.
group.
Funny enough, he's a member of the Dog Soldiers as well, but he is Grom Goodfist that you are dancing with.
I like the name.
I had a blast making these names, let me tell you.
So, I am going to start practicing,
Okay.
and I am going to, in a competition kind of way with anybody who can tell a story, I am going to try and start influencing rumor that the dog soldiers were able to take on massive giants. I'm going to totally make up a story about where they went, what they defeated, but everything was going to be exceptionally tall and exceptionally mean, and they were just going to outwit them in every stretch of the imagination. Because this guy was a really good dancer, I'm going to make these guys look like heroes.
Okay. And you do have influence rumor as a new activity that you are a dandy.
Yes. I am a dandy, so I have influence rumor.
Yeah. That is something that normally takes a full day to sort of get the rumors going.
I'm just going to start practicing with it.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
expecting any roles, but I want to practice with it, start learning how to do it.
Sure. Yeah, just sort of start talking to people, putting a bit of music to it. Are you competing with the already recorded music? Do you go to the barkeep, ask if you can be the one to play it all, or do you just sort of play second fiddle, I suppose, to the music already going on?
Is the music something that I can access, or is it kind of hidden behind in
It is
shelter?
hidden behind the bar. The barkeep effectively has a series of recording rods that have songs recorded into them, and he uses those to sort of play.
After I lose the fight trying to override that recording, because you can't win and override a recording.
Unfortunately,
I'm going to huff up to him. I'm going to huff up to him in a kind of in the turn that off so I can make my own music.
The barkeep looks at you. He's this, sort of, I don't want to say grizzled. He's actually pretty clean shaven, middle-aged gentleman who just sort of squints his eyes, fills up a couple of mugs for some of the people who just came up to the bar. Did you just tell me to turn off the music in my establishment so you could play your own?
Yes, I play music really well, and I need to practice. And there should be a bard off in here. I see that there's other people with instruments, and we need to compete against each other to get better.
Right, see, this is a celebratory atmosphere. I've got a fantastic playlist curated for this sort of atmosphere. Don't typically enjoy people telling me how to run my business. But you're one of Eminem's friends, if I recall. I'll make a exception for you, maybe. If you're playing music, you probably have the expectation you might earn a bit of coin off of it. Is that correct?
No, I don't earn coin. I make coin for everybody else. My sister taught me to play music just to play music, and everybody else comes in and they get to make money off of what I play. And if they're nice, which sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, they'll give me a tip. But I don't really need it because, well, we went into the tomb of who was it again? We went into the tomb of Sisking King, and we were able to rob the elephants. Well, we were able to raid the elephant tomb, and man, it was so awesome. There were so many dead elephants in there.
What's an elephant?
Good question. He relaxes his eyes. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy or deception?
Diplomacy to convince him that to turn off the music. I will after that ask for a blind deception to perhaps some people who may be listening in as you are saying that. Fantastic.
I rolled a natural 1 because I rolled a 20.
You actually didn't. You rolled one better. There are certainly going to be people that latch on to the word tomb. Disregard the rest of what you said, but even you just saying, yeah, we explored a tomb, is definitely going to raise eyebrows. But the proprietor here is going to give you a good long look before turn to the bar where the recording rods are and just crank the end of one of them to stop the playback. By all means, if you are a good performer as you say you are, and you are friends with Eminem's, I suppose I can make an exception for tonight. Y'all! We got a lady here who's a self-proclaimed bard, wants to have some sort of competition with the rest of you songsters out here. Anyone interested? And let's see. There are... I'd say probably only 2 other people who stand up, seemingly with an interest in participating as well. There is the red-haired female that you spoke with earlier, Usala, the leader of the Daughters of the Desert, whose name you did not get. And there is another sort of younger male human with a set of drums at their waist that stands up as well. And they'll make their way over.
And that is when I'm going to start basically doing my... again, I'm not doing it, I'm just practicing.
You're just going to start practicing? Awesome.
I'm going to start practicing, and I'm going to make it sound like... because I'm on the wrong one. The dog soldiers were... And I'm going to play this off of them, I do a lyric, they do a lyric, then the
Yeah.
other one does kind of like the round robin thing and I'm going to try and influence it to make the dog soldiers sound like the greatest adventurers that have ever lived
Yeah.
by
Go ahead.
by making up this massively weird story.
Give me a performance check just to see how well you perform in this situation. Okay, that's pretty good. I will say I rolled for the other two performers as well, just to see what they got, and I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1 respectively. So, the leader of the Daughters of the Desert, who you learn goes by the name Sigrun, performs very well, actually, does not appear drunk at all. The male with the drums, who you learn his name is Kieran, is actually wasted and unfortunately very off key.
No.
But for the next little while, the three of you do sort of round robin storytelling with bringing music into the room as well. And overall, between you and Sigrun, you definitely managed to keep the energy up and perhaps even improve the atmosphere a bit over what it was with the recordings, overshadowing the poorer performance of Kieran.
And then I will turn over my night and wake up in a weird bed tomorrow morning.
Fantastic. Anything else for Usala Nahamra or Amanemsu tonight? Any others you'd like to talk to? Anything else you'd like to do?
As Sahara makes her way back up, I'll hand the pouch of hers back over to her. Then I'll just sit kind of at a table with my ears open, listening to try to overhear any stories, anything from other groups.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a blind perception check, if you don't mind. See what you perhaps overhear. Okay. Listening out for the other groups, there are two conversations you catch attention to. The first of which is from a group of 4 individuals. You think you overhear them going by the name Crypt Finders, that are boasting about the fact that they were assigned a wealthy official's tomb. They don't give any name or anything, but they are pretty loudly boasting about the fact they got filthy rich today. They are the ones who are actively buying drinks for people most of the time. The other group you hear is a group that seemingly goes by the name Scorched Hand, which their leader is not really talking about how well they did today, but is more so kind of talking shit about the mausoleum, and specifically the fact that the mausoleum is not assigning specific sites and is instead doing this lottery system. Just sort of going around talking to people, asking them if they tried, have they considered, starting a petition. Everyone, of course, has locations that they want to explore, and the people today have obviously proven themselves. They should be able to, at this point, ask for specific sites as opposed to being given randomly from a jar still that could be manipulated by officials. Is pretty vocal about it.
So kind of just not having my eyes follow her around a little bit. Do the other groups who she's talking to, do they seem to agree with her?
I'd say it's roughly 40-60 in agreement with her. There's definitely a number of people who are like, yeah, if we have a place we know of, we should be able to request it. But most people are, at this point, going, well, the lottery system seems pretty fair. And at the end of the day, they're the ones in charge. Who are we to tell them what to do? We're profiting no matter what location we get, so stop complaining and take what you're given.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I will keep her in the back of my mind.
yeah,
Remember what she looks like.
absolutely. She's pretty gaudily dressed. Like full purple, wide-brimmed hat. It's got a feather sticking out of it. She does have a pretty obvious holy symbol of Nethys around her neck.
Okay. Is her group with her, or does she seem to be by herself?
At the moment, she appears to be by herself. You haven't seen her with any other, like, individuals. She is sort of, like, making rounds solo, so you're not sure who else her other group members might be.
Okay. Okay. So after I get that, I'll just kind of look back at the crypt finders, kind of toast glass to them, and then get back to just sitting there and minding my own business.
Sounds good. Usala Amanemsu, anything for the two of you tonight?
I'll try to figure out like what kind of where the other people went.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to be trying to just listen in or actively going and talking to people about it?
I'll try to talk, and if it seems like they don't want to, they're not offering it up, I'll be a little bit more discreet about it.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a blind diplomacy to gather information. There should be a button in your basic action macros.
Gather
it.
information.
Yeah, under the exploration tab.
Forget those tabs.
Yeah, I would say you're able to gather a pretty decent bit of information today on some of the other groups as well. You were you amongst the people who noticed the fact that you were seemingly being stared at when you were heading from the crocodile incident to the Grand Mausoleum? I know Amanemsu noticed. I don't recall if you had noticed as well.
I do not recall, but probably not. My perceptions are noticeably bad.
Okay. Amanemsu, would you have shared that information with the group?
It might have been more of a muttering if I had it all.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting. People seem to be checking us out.
Yeah.
Like an inflection more so than outright telling people.
Let me do some real quick sets of scrolling. It was, if I am looking at my numbers correctly and assuming things properly, it was Sahara and Amanemsu who noticed, not Usala. Okay, then you will not know this group specifically for that, but you do get, let's say, 4 of the groups. You learn their names and where they explored pretty easily. Would you like me to just type it up as I say it as well, or are we fine with me just saying it? I don't know how deep notes people are taking.
You can go ahead and throw them out there too. I'll be taking that down.
Okay.
Just kind of curious.
Yeah, me as well.
All right. The first group is a group it's the Sand Scorpions. It is the group Nahamura spoke with earlier, the many rogues and a magus. And they went to what appears to be a perfume shop. There's a group known as the White Ravens that got a Merchant's Guild as their location. There is the Sparking Skulls, who got a small alchemy lab as their location. And last but not least is a group called the Moon Jackals that received a noble's house.
Alright.
So most of these groups are pretty open and actually happy. There doesn't seem to be really anyone being deceitful per se about what locations they got to. There seems to be that sort of, we're all adventurers here, bit of camaraderie, and also we finished exploring and sold off all the shit we got from it. What are you going to do? Steal from us? We hide our money. We know what we're doing. They probably don't hide their money. They are being probably a bit overconfident, you might assume, because these are all groups who succeeded in one day at a variety of locations. So they are very clearly the best, of course. Whether that goes to their head or not will depend on the group. But you spend some time sort of gathering up that information. Amanemsu, what about you? Any last things for you tonight?
Emboldened by his brief success, he is
Oh,
going
no.
to try this. I wonder if this will work again. And so he goes around while everyone's distracted by the bards playing. He attempts pickpocketing again, and then likewise returns the things that he pickpockets.
Okay.
So I don't know if you really want to do any rolls. It just says he finds it on the ground,
Yeah,
not taking any.
if that's the case, I'm actually going to ask for a deception check blind over
Okay,
thievery.
cool.
Just to see how many people actually fall for that, and how many people might instead recognize, no, this person absolutely stole, and is giving it back, but stole.
Considerably. It's a +4 instead of a +8, so here you go.
Certainly it shouldn't go too
Oh, shoot.
bad.
Meant to do that as a blind.
Shame. Try again.
Blind. There we go.
I should have had you keep the first roll. Because you got much better the second time around. Yeah, most people have drunk enough by this point that they accept, yeah, of course I just dropped. I jostled into a bunch of people. It probably came loose and fell at some point. Thank you, kind stranger, for picking it back up and returning it to me. Greatly appreciated.
Well, we always enjoy your stay at the Tooth and Hookah.
There's probably one or two people that either directly don't believe you or clock you doing this more than once. Probably the less tipsy groups will recognize that, yeah, okay. We recognize what you're doing. We're not going to say anything because you're not actually stealing and keeping, and you haven't stolen from us. But we recognize that you're stealing and giving it back. So...
we'll give a wry smile.
Yeah. There's probably like, I'd say 4 to 5 people in total, not even full groups, just specific people that would have high enough perception to notice something's up. You know, you can only find so many coin purses in an enclosed space before someone goes,
Right.
how many is he actually finding?
There's a lot of cut.
I know.
Not a lot of cut purses in this one establishment. That's weird.
All right. Well, as you all spend some time chatting around, drinking, celebrating, telling stories, and eventually find places for yourselves to sleep. I know Nahamra and Sahara both have rooms here at the Tooth and Hookah. Amanemsu and Usala, what are the two of you doing? Because
Amanemsu will make his walk to his house. He didn't partake too much and should have a fairly safe walk.
sounds good.
I'm gonna actually buy a room.
You're
Like,
not going to pitch a tent right outside the inn again?
They said they'd get mad if I did that again. Like
They
see,
did,
just,
yes.
Just for the one night, as per our agreement. I'll give him a 50%
Okay.
tip.
Well, it's 1 silver for a night, so
I'll pay him a silver and a half.
what a gentleman.
Super and 5 copper. Yeah.
As you
Money.
get a room, a lot of people do actually just sort of end up passing out on the floor down here in the tap room, which is not something the proprietor is used to. There are certainly adventurers that come through, but never this many at once, nor do they party this much. Amanemsu, as you are, of course, walking home alone in the middle of the night yet again, give me a blind perception check.
Blind perception coming right up.
Okay. There is a brief point in time where you feel like the wind picks up with an especially large gust, but it peters out just as quickly that it could have simply been your imagination.
Odd.
Maybe. Who's to say?
Maybe I'm a little tipsier than I thought. Mm-hmm. Should get home quickly.
Yeah. You head back to your home, greet your family there. Of course, the rest of you...
I doubt they'd still be up. Probably pretty late.
You'll greet them in the morning. The rest of you find rest in your inner rooms as well, and all of you may take a long rest at this point as you come to consciousness in the morning.
Zahara is going to stealth out of the room that she is in and
Okay.
head downstairs. Try not to step on people that are in the way. Find
Yeah.
a table and sit down. Wait for
It's
the others to
halfling.
join me.
It's halfling.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to look at my coin purse and go, wait, why didn't Nemahetsu take some money so he could buy a room?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, that's why I gave him my coin purse.
Nahamra and Usala, the two of you, around the same time, also wake up, find your way downstairs after you finish your daily prep. Other adventurers are beginning to wake up across the floor, head out back to where the actual well is for washing oneself, head back up to do whatever their morning preparations are. Some groups are also beginning to meet down for breakfast. Amanemsu, you come back to consciousness back at your house. Nebsu, do you at this point, as it is a new day, also finally come out of your stupor, or are you still retreating into yourself?
Yeah, I think he'd manifest
Okay.
in the morning.
Oh, this is going to make for an awkward morning.
Your parents are going to be real confused.
He is going...
He'll probably
So he
do it
is
like
going to-
before you wake up, and he's not gonna. If he hears anything outside, he's not gonna interact with it. So
Even worse, Amanemsu, you get to wake up to Nebsu standing in your room.
Yeah, I was thinking I would just like...
I
prop
assume
him
you
up
have
on,
books
like,
or
a-
something in there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. The latest find from the library for sure.
Yeah, not that he can read it, but
Oh, actually, so I'm able to read ancient Osiriani, so there would most likely be something that you could read in there.
okay. So he'd probably just be reading.
Sounds good. And perhaps even surprisingly for yourself, Nebsu, you are picking up bits of modern, even with just realistically no more than like a day. But even when you were in your inanimate form being carried around at the party, the translation of what people are saying is beginning to make sense to you. You by no means have a full grasp on modern Osiriani yet, but some of the basics are beginning to make sense to you. But you guys come to consciousness, wake up, do your morning prep. Your parents are very confused, Amanem Su, by the fully armored figure who comes out of your room with you.
Yeah. Father. This is a friend who I met on my adventure the other day. This is Nebsu. Nebsu, these are my parents. He doesn't really speak a whole lot of Assyriani. So, this is
Very broken. Nice to meet you.
You brought a stranger home
Through
who
his like
doesn't speak the
mask, because
language.
he doesn't really look fully human.
Yep.
yeah.
I think they both actually seem to accept it pretty quickly. They have had a few strange experiences with Amanemsu as their child, so
Yeah.
this is, not the strangest. They just sort of accept it, give a nice to meet you as well, offer you breakfast. But eventually you do all sort of meet back up, probably either outside the Tooth and Hookah or back by the Grand Mausoleum, where most of these adventuring groups are heading to in the morning for the second phase of the lottery.
About how long before the second phase of the lottery?
The lottery will take place at around 9 a.m. You probably would have gotten up at around 6 or 7, taking about an hour for daily prep. So you'd have like an hour or so maybe after breakfast before.
So not enough time to get back to the tomb, gather our stuff, and take it to the Silver Ankh.
Probably not, no.
How many days is this event going to be running for?
There isn't a deadline, technically. It is more so that a lot of adventuring groups have a superstition that the faster they complete their location, the better chance they have of getting a good next location.
Oh, it's a good thing Eminem Sue doesn't.
Right. The Necropolis gates opened early this morning for the groups that didn't finish their first location yet to continue explorations. But the first set of drawings of Stage 2 lottery is happening this morning for the
What
groups
place
that
did
have
we actually
finished.
come in?
You were the 5th group to finish.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
So I think we should. I know this is like totally antithetical to the way we're supposed to work, but I think some of us should go back to the tomb, get everything, and take it to the Silver Ankh while everybody's sitting in the cathedral trying to get their next prize. Well, some of us go back to some of you go back to the cathedral and get your prize because I don't think they like me there anymore. I tried to offer them alcohol and they got really mad at me.
Would give you that idea.
I mean, I thought the place was to that drunk god, Sarenrae.
That's the one.
One of these days, a cleric is going to smite you.
Yeah. The several clerics of several different deities.
I'm too pretty to be smited.
Smoked? Smited?
Smitten.
Someone's gonna unite the clerics of all 20 gods. It's gonna be you.
Yeah.
Common enemy. Rovagug? No. Sahara.
Well, he is safely sealed away, unlike her.
Sahara is a threat.
Sahara is the threat. So I think a couple of us should go back to the tomb and gather up everything and take it to the Silver Ankh and sell it.
Yeah.
I think 3 of us should go get it because we're going to be the ones who have to defend ourselves the best, and 2 go back to the cathedral and get our next prize.
Do we have anyone strong enough to push that cart with all that stuff on it?
Nebsu.
That's just strong enough.
Yeah, may I
we don't need to
introduce you to the fighter?
We don't have to like hire a horse or something to go get it.
You do not have to hire a horse, no. We can assume you guys get one if you'd like. I'm not going to make you pay for one.
But I think that
we
would
could
probably
probably
be the
get a
best.
horse, ride back into town like champions.
And that way we can get our money and we can go buy stuff if we need it before we go into the next place.
Yeah?
I like that idea, actually.
Yeah. I mean, in the middle of town here, technically, you wouldn't even need 2 to stay back. I wouldn't think.
Well,
one of us.
I think 2, and I know as bad as this sounds, I think one of them has to be Ursula or USA, because, well, they were with me when we turned in the package, and so they know Ursa, and so they would recognize Ursa on sight.
I think minimum group size 2 is a good plan.
Yes.
I can go with Ursula.
Usala.
Yeah, and we can go get the new location while you guys pick up the remnants of our earnings.
Okay.
Is a little disheartened by this
Good.
job, but not enough to actually argue about it. Somebody had to do it.
So, Usala and Amenemsu are heading to the mausoleum to get your second location, continuing the ruse that only 2 of you survived. And then, am I correct that Nahamura, Nebsu, and Sahara are going to grab the chariot and the rest of your treasures and bring them back to sell?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and start with the 3 of you going to pick up your treasures, making your way back into the mausoleum. A little bit of a late start. Heading all the way back to the tomb. At an immediate glance, it does not appear like it has been disturbed at all. The sand is still piled up. The soap is still filling the cracks of the doors, and you take a while to clear it out and pull open the doors. Your chariot sits there. All of the treasures, the correspondence, the gems, the chests, the funerary masks, the urns of perfume sit well and pretty as you left them. And you are able to draw them out through the necropolis once more back into the city proper. It is certainly going to grab a lot of attention as you do so. A lot of heads are going to turn. Adventuring groups that are making their way to their locations are certainly going to see it, and some will have surprise. There'll be some greed on people's face. There'll be some people who are very impressed by it, very jealous. And then even when you get back to the city proper and begin driving it down the streets, there'll be like the normal people going about their days that are going to see you guys driving this big ass, very well put together war chariot and are very surprised by it. But you are able to make your way down a few roads to the Silver Ankh. It's
The only thing I'm
Mhm.
sorry. The only thing I'm going to add is before we leave, I'm going to use sand to cover up the fake rune that I put on the floor.
Okay. Fair enough.
Probably a good idea.
The Silver Ankh is sort of a back alley building. It's not particularly impressive to look at on the outside, but the inside has like a long glass display case down the center and numerous shelves along the walls with a bunch of different very like classical artifacty items on them. There are urns, there are gems, there are paintings, and a variety of other items, very clearly sourced from the necropolis. They all seem to have similar ages to them. There is a single person in the store right now, a middle-aged Osirion woman who seems to be the proprietor or proprietress of this place, who is going to certainly hear you coming and stand there as you enter the building with a chariot outside.
We have things to sell.
Oh shit.
Well,
Some very pretty stuff.
that's even better. By all means, come. You wouldn't be happening to sell a chariot out there, would you?
Oh, everything's for sale except for this Kopesh.
Well,
I mean, the Kopesh itself is for sale, but the rune that's on it,
Oh,
I think one of our companions really
weaponry
wants
is not my area of expertise.
that. Oh, good, because I don't think I was pronouncing the name of that thing correctly.
I'm trying to. The chariot absolutely will not fit through the door of this establishment. That seems to be where her struggle is coming from at the moment.
It disassembles very easily.
Break out the crafting checks again.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
Wonderful.
we were able to. I mean, when we found it with all the elephants, we were able to carry it
Elephants?
up, and that's the story I'm sticking with. And I give her a wink.
Understood. Is not the most believable story, but if it's what you're sticking with, far be it from me to judge.
The most unbelievable story.
She's totally
the one that
judging
need
you.
to believe.
She's absolutely judging. Well, we'll get to the appraisal of the chariot in a bit. Come, bring everything else. I have an appraisal room back here. Let me take a look what you have for me. And she will happily look over what you guys have to sell. I would assume basically every treasure item you guys would like to sell.
Except for the Kopesh, which we want to keep the rune. So
Well,
we can put
that's
it
a
on
weapon
somebody else's
item.
weapon. Yeah, but we want to take the rune off of it and put it on one of our weapons, not mine,
Yes.
because I don't need it.
Looking at the party stash, I'm looking at just the treasure right now.
Yes.
Yes, I
Can
do
we
not
still use
see
50
anything.
gold pieces for 150 silver pieces?
What were you saying, Nahamura?
Yeah, I was just saying I don't see anything that we planned on keeping.
Sure.
So, everything in the shop.
She will, of course, buy everything at full value. She's also going to throw in a bit of an extra bonus. She seems to specialize in buying items from the necropolis, so she is going to purchase everything, which would come out to about 73.5 gold, and she's going to throw an extra 4 gold on top of that as a little extra bonus for you guys.
All right.
So,
Not to be rude or anything, but I want to double check, because I like to make connections with people, and you seem to be very fair-minded and not trying to swindle us. Is there like any type of monetary cap on what you cannot buy, or should we just bring everything to you and let you sell it, and we'll make a good partnership here?
well, first and foremost, my name is Hasia. Or sorry, not Hasia, Hadia.
Hadia. How do you
Hadia.
spell? Go ahead and type that in.
Yeah, I'll
the
type it up
chat.
for you guys.
'Cause
As
I'm putting her in allies.
as I accidentally rolled a flat check. Don't mind that. Hadia, Hadiya. The buying and selling of goods from the necropolis is what my business is focused on. I promise you I will give you the best deal you will find for general items you find from the necropolis. Now, as much as I would love all of your business, you will of course find other shops around here that will serve you better if you are looking to sell magical items, potions, things like that Kopesh you are talking about. There will certainly be others around the city that may pay you more for them, but monetary caps, not something you need to worry about.
Oh,
I have
good. I hate going to shops and they are like, "Oh, we only have 3 silver to be able to buy anything."
I have plenty of contacts already ready to buy things that are coming in from your explorations, so
Oh,
I
good. I
should
like
not
to see
have
people
any
making money.
worry.
Good, good, good.
But that in total nets you guys up to about 90 plus gold from all of your explorations and your dealing with the crocodiles. Of course, there is the payment for your mapping of the tomb that should come this morning as well, so I'll wait to distribute coin. Just while we're on the topic of what's here in the stash, would anyone wanted to have tried to identify the enchantment on Akentepe's armor again this morning? You did not manage to successfully identify it yesterday, but you could have attempted again this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way we at least kind of know what we have.
Yeah. Anyone who wanted to try again today could absolutely do so. And I do know you have Read Aura for the +2.
Yep. Is that just a recall?
Yeah, just use
knowledge?
Recall Knowledge. There's no Identify button. Let's see here. Yeah, that will absolutely be actually an exact success for you. Akentepe's armor here is a suit of padded armor, but it does have some enchantments on it. It slightly reduces the flat check to end bleed damage, and it also lets you once per day gain a bonus to your initiative roll if you are wearing it. So, any of you
So that
light
would be
armor users
leather?
out there, it is padded armor.
So it's light metal armor. Classification.
It is light cloth armor.
Oh, yeah.
It's effectively the undershirt for heavier armor.
Well, we'll have to talk to Amanetsu and see if he wants that.
Yeah, as I am wearing padded armor.
Yeah.
I do not think that would suit me. I think it could suit other people better than me.
I would like it, but I don't want to take it until I talk to Amanetsu.
Sure.
I think
I don't
I would end up getting it like a +2 to my. It's probably be really useful to have that.
Oh, because you
yeah.
have
Okay.
an armored cloak right now.
I think it's it's not even an armored cloak. It is an armored cloak. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so I'd probably go up to 20 AC instead of 18.
Love the flavor
It does
of an
have
armored
a
cloak.
3. The Amanetsu's armor has a 3 dex cap modifier.
Yeah, it is actually it is the same bonuses as, or the same setup as your armored cloak.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, same stat line. It just doesn't have a strength
+2
requirement.
AC?
Yeah, it's +1 AC bonus with 3 dex cap, but no check penalty. So
yeah,
it would only be better technically than your armored cloak because of the enchantments.
Yeah.
You are ignoring the check penalty of your armor because you meet the strength requirement, though. So I believe it would actually be a slight AC penalty for you, Sahara, but you would lose the check penalties because I don't believe you meet the strength requirement for your studded leather.
Right.
And Nahamura, you already wear padded, so it would be a strict upgrade because of the enchantments.
Yeah.
I believe it'd be a pretty big downgrade for Nebsu, and Usala simply cannot wear it if he tried. But
since you are in the front line more often than I am, I would want you to be better protected than I am. That doesn't stop me from wanting to be protected.
I do agree to let Amenemesi have the first choice, and then if he doesn't want it, you can have it.
Isn't your AC higher if you're just not wearing armor? I'm an MSU.
It would be.
You'd have an 19
But
AC
really?
Yeah.
without wearing armor, yeah.
No.
Because
It's 3.
your
No,
your
it'd be the
dex is
same.
being limited.
But the armored cloak has a +1, so right now it would be the same for him.
Oh, it is the same. Oh my goodness. Good lord.
That is very funny. Well, you guys can think about who may want to take it as we pivot over to the Grand Mausoleum, where we've got some people looking for your next location. Amenemsu and Usala. The two of you filter in to the mausoleum with a number of the other adventuring groups this morning who are all looking for their second location. There's not the full grand setup that there was outside yesterday for the full lottery. Instead, they've more so just like people are crowding around where the lottery station was. Sebti the Crocodile, the head priestess, is not around today. It does seem to be helmed still by those same two exhausted-looking acolytes that don't have time for you guys. But they...
Tried to get alcohol.
You tried. They did not appreciate that. Believe me, they're drinking enough in the evenings. One of them, the same one who does most of the speaking, will step up. Congratulations, all of you, on completing your first location so quickly and successfully. The Grand Mausoleum appreciates your efforts in the excavation of the city's necropolis. When we call your group, please step forward. You will be rewarded accordingly with your extensive investigation results of your first locale, as well as given a new locale to explore. Starting up with the White Ravens, and one by one, each of the different groups will get called forward until probably after about 10-15 minutes. The Silver Masks. Are you here today?
Yep,
That's us.
we're here. Present.
Unfortunate. All right. Step forward, please.
Yep. And go out there.
The acolyte squints. What? Never
Amenemsu,
mind.
here, present and
Of
ready.
course, yes.
Good
Well,
morning. Good morning, everyone.
they do lower their voices as soon as like adventurers actually approach because they don't want to give away to other groups where each group is exploring. But they will look at the two of you, recognize that you are not Sahara, but also recognize that they thought it was only Usala and Sahara that survived yesterday, and get looks of confusion before just whatever. I don't have time for that. I don't have energy. And for your investigations, your successful investigations of the tomb you were given and the rather extensive notes provided, we are providing your adventuring party with 3 platinum pieces.
Ooh, thank you kindly.
Spend them wisely.
Wow, that's very generous. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Never seen so much money in his life.
Nope.
At least this life.
As for your secondary location, they'll look to the other acolyte who reaches into the new jar, pulls out a location, looks at it, squints, looks at the map, and points to a position actually near the southwestern edge. You are heading to a noble house of the family Pentheru, it seems. The walled compound should be found right around there.
Thank you so much.
A word of warning.
We will endeavor to do as good a job as we did the previous.
Wonderful.
Word of warning.
A word of warning. Do be careful
Yes.
of Acrid Street on your way. The house is just off of the main boulevard, and it's not a safe place to be.
Can you point this out on this map real quick for me, just so I have a confirmation?
Yes, they will point out Ackard Street as effectively being here to here is Ackard Street.
Okay.
So you want the turn off, like this east-west road here. They are recommending you avoid that north-south road from there, claiming it to be quite dangerous.
So it seems like it's completely enclosed in that area. Is there like a
Yes, there is a set of
driveway
doors
through
there.
here?
The
okay.
northern side has a set of doors.
Okay.
Actually, no, you are correct. I'm sorry. It would be the southern doors.
Okay.
Would be there.
Ooh,
So go around, idiots. Or climb a wall. Your choice.
I'm sure that would go over well.
If there's nothing else, you are free to begin your investigations. Do try and survive. We don't need more bodies left behind in there.
Oh, absolutely.
The mausoleum, yes.
Next up is the Moon Jackals. Step forward, please. And they will continue with the remainder of the groups.
Mr. Moon Jackals.
But the two of you are going to come out of the Grand Mausoleum before meeting up with the other three. It does take some time for them to actually excavate out, bring everything out of the tomb, and sell it. So you two have a little bit of time to do other things if you would like before meeting up with them, or if you wanted to just head over and meet them up at the Silver Ankh, you could.
Yeah, I think I'd head over to the Silver Ankh and
Sure.
just ready to catch
Yeah. So Manamsu will tell Usala, go ahead and meet up with the group. I'm gonna go do some research real quick, see if I can't find any information on the House of Pentheru, and maybe have some better intel before we go in.
All right.
Cool. I'll see you soon.
You know, in hindsight, I'll join you in that. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. More the merrier.
Yeah, so both of you are going to head over to the Sandswept Archive then instead and see if you can do some research.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Woohoo, books.
Notably, actually, most of the other adventuring groups that have come out before you are also, at least some of their members, heading to the archive as well. You've probably even seen these individuals yesterday before the lottery. It was not a lie that the well-prepared groups were the ones to do the best. The ones who actually had people doing research were the quickest to finish. But as the two of you make your way down to the archive, Jetapet is still there, still the proprietor, knows every book. Ah, welcome back, you two. Glad to see you returned safely. What can I help you with today?
Jetapet, it is so good to see you again.
Indeed.
So I am looking for a noble house, I believe, in the necropolis, the House of Pentheru. Any information that you might have on that location or that family?
Records on the old families of Wati, a noble endeavor to look into, yes. Let me think for a moment. I believe... Yes, I believe we have a number of, or at least a small record of the family and their efforts. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you. And he will, close his eyes, think for a moment, and...
Mine's library.
Pretty much, yeah. He's basically got an exact mental copy of the library just in his head, that he can run around, find what books he's looking for, and then tell you where to go. Follow me, please. I have found what I am looking for. And he will...
Jetapet, where would it be without you?
Looking for books.
All day, I dare say.
And he will lead you guys over to a, one of the many shelves. It's actually near the sort of genealogy section you were at yesterday, Usala, and have a show you towards one of the many books, pull it out and hand it over. You should find some information in regards to the House Pantheru here.
Thank you.
But of course. And he will wander off to go help others. And the two of you have the book. I'm going to ask for a society check, unless one of you has a good lore skill here. One of you leading the roll, the other one perhaps aiding it to see what information you could glean.
Not unless the ancient Osirian lore would be new enough.
That would work.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I would say Ancient Osiriani would work. Genealogy could work as well a little bit. So if one of you wants to lead the skill and the other one wants to aid, you are welcome to do so.
I have a +7 in ancient Osiriani lore.
You can lead.
Alrighty.
Then go ahead and roll to aid for me, Usala.
I have no selected targeted. Where is friend?
Target Amanemsu.
There you are.
Fantastic. Getting
Nice.
a +1 on your roll. Unfortunately, just missing out on the crit for the +2.
Thank
you. Sad. You're level 2.
Alrighty. Here we go. 8. Oh, that's so cool. Adds it into the thing.
Yes. And a fantastic
Nice.
roll as well. Okay.
Does that make that crit?
Well, that if it were aid DC. This is a different
Oh.
DC. That is a regular success. Looking through the notes, this definitely, it is like a record of how Wati was run in the past. Panthuru is listed under the minor nobility for the city. And like many minor nobles, they had a section of farmland that they were responsible for the administration of in the city. Or outside the city, I suppose. It mentions that Pentheru the Elder had started construction of their estate in the city proper, which seems to be the location you're heading for, but passed away during its construction. And his son Pentheru the Younger was the one to inherit his lands and title, finish the house, but then unfortunately fell victim to the plague of madness in its earliest days. And so, left leaderless, the records claim that the family did not escape and fully perished in the plague. So the House of Pentheru, that family, has been stricken. It does not continue to the modern day.
That would be pretty good for us, actually.
No one to dispute?
Well, no, because if somebody had survived, they could have taken all of their belongings with them to wherever they went. But since
That's also
everybody
true.
passed away, all of their things should be there that weren't already looted.
Yep. That is about the extent of the information you get in a relatively short period that would lead you to probably head over to the Silver Ankh and meet up with the rest as they are finishing up there.
Sounds good. I think I've gotten everything we can.
Fantastic.
Definitely worth it.
How much do you say was the transcription of that book I was reading the other day? Was it 5 silver?
Yes.
Can you loan me a silver till I get to the Silver Ankh?
Sure. I think that I can do that. Give me a second. I got plenty. Yep, here you go.
All right.
You said you needed 5 silver?
No, just the one.
Or just 1? Oh, okay.
Imagine if you
I
had
can
slept in
loan
a
them.
tent last night, you wouldn't have needed to ask for a loan.
Yeah, but I might have gotten kicked out.
Yes, you would have. Yeah.
I need to go find a Jetapet again.
Yeah, you can absolutely grab Jetapet on your way out and pretty easily ask for that transcription to be worked on, which will take a few days.
That's alright.
But he will happily take your payment and begin working on it. So that, I guess, is going to be 1 silver from you, Amanemsu, and 4 silvers from you, Usala. As you guys head out, meet up with the rest of the group over at the Silver Ankh right at around, we'll say, 10 in the morning, between the lottery not starting super early and taking the time to actually sell, build a bit of an actual connection with Hadia over at the Silver Ankh, I assume, not just like sell and leave. Unless you guys wanted to sell and leave over at the Silver Ankh.
It requires a partnership, and a partnership requires
You'd be
a
having
little bit of friendliness.
Yeah.
good relations with a trustworthy vendor is always useful.
Give and take,
Mhm.
as they call it. Fantastic. You know what? Between the 3 of you over there, why don't one of you give me a diplomacy check, and either one or both of the other 2 give an aid on that roll as well, just to see how that relationship is going right off rip.
Okay, I will do the diplomacy because I'm the bard, so I guess I'm the one who usually talks. But I don't
That'd
know
be
if anybody
great.
else has a better diplomacy or not.
I have a
Nope.
+8.
So do
Hang
I.
on.
Okay, I will.
I
I
have
will
a
aid you then.
+1.
I think Nebsu should roll to aid.
I think Nepsu's just gonna stand there quietly. He's probably looking around the city, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, seeing what's happened to it. All right, fantastic. That gives you a +1 on your roll, Sahara.
And I am rolling just a straight diplomacy.
Straight diplomacy. I would allow mercantile lore if you wanted.
Diplomacy is better.
Makes sense.
And actually, I have a +9 to my diplomacy, but
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean,
Get it.
you know what you're doing when it comes to building relationships with people, and Hadia seems very interested herself in helping a group that can bring more profit to her, in such a way that she's actually going to let you know of 2 other specific shops around Wati that you might be able to take advantage of. First and foremost would be up to the northeast in the Veins, the Iron Crook, which is a blacksmith's shop. She makes mention that Yorif, the main blacksmith there, works very well with precious materials. So if you're ever looking to get a precious material weapon made, silver, dawn silver, cold iron, things like that, he will oftentimes provide a small discount to trusted customers for that sort of thing. And if you are looking for items with which to keep yourselves alive in the necropolis, then up north, Shattered Flasks is an herbalist here in Midwife that sells discounted potions and elixirs, but any other type of alchemical item, mutagens, poisons, bombs, have a markup because the owner is a bit of a pacifist and does not like concocting those items. So a couple extra shops you can potentially make use of. But as you finish up your conversations, prepare to leave the store, you come across Usala and Amanemsu arriving near simultaneously, and all 5 of you come together outside of the shop.
okay. So it's at this point that we are going to figure out who's going to get the +1 rune,
Mhm.
and who's going to get Nepu's armor.
Well, I could really use the armor. Nebsu, do you want to take that? Take that the weapon rune?
Yeah. Wonder how that's gonna work. Maybe like getting a tattoo.
Kind of, sorta, is what it's gonna feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's a little weird
Does that
because
take like a day or?
it does take a day to transfer runes. However, for anyone who has read through GM Core, hilariously enough, they just copied and pasted the wording from the previous core rulebook, where it says it takes 1 day instead of the usual 4. Since they have reduced the crafting time, I'm reducing the time it takes to transfer runes down to about 6 hours. So it'll still take a good chunk of the day, but you don't have to give up an entire day to transfer the runes. You could still then do some
In future,
investigations
if you're
tonight.
pulling off like a bunch of runes at once, does it take them all at the same time, or is it a 1-by-1 process?
I would have it all out at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, I might extend the time a little bit. It'd be like 1.5 times per extra rune, but if you're looking to do a full transfer, most of the time budget a day and you'll be fine. For a situation like this where you guys might want to keep up speed if you want to transfer that rune, I'm going to reduce it down to a few hours to do so.
Well, I know a good blacksmith who would probably be able to do that. He's up in the veins, and I just got introduced to him, and it'd be a good place to go and check out. Me personally, that last place that we went was a little on the hairy side, so anything that we can have to protect us is what I would be shooting for.
The fighter's critting enough. He doesn't need the +1 rune.
Yes, he
Just-
does.
just move on.
+1 rune. Put a keen thing on it too.
No! Way too low level for a keen rune. Are you kidding me? How dare you?
You know,
Oh.
but I'm perfectly fine going in at like 6 p.m. and doing it overnight because I could probably use a little bit more sleep.
Yeah.
You know, like a power nap.
If you
So
guys
need to find a quiet place for me to separate.
well, you guys can find a little alley for Nebsu to vanish, pick up his equipment, of course, and head on up to the Iron Crook. And it does cost 3.5 gold to get the rune transferred. Would you guys like me to go ahead and distribute the coin you have?
Yes. Because that kind of had some ideas for mine.
Certainly. Well, that is going to give each of you right about 24.5 gold apiece. So a little bit of funding.
Is
to use those
enough.
with. Shit.
Yeah, I'll take it out of mine, of course,
Sounds good.
for the rune transfer.
We're heading to the blacksmith?
Yes.
Or okay. Right.
3.5 gold.
3.5 gold.
Nahama's not really into anything at the blacksmith, so he might, instead of going there, he might head to the Shattered Flask and get
Sure.
some healing stuff, and then meet you guys somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would probably go to the Shattered Flask as well.
Fantastic. Okay. So we've got perhaps Amenemsu taking Nebsu up to the Iron Crook, Nahamra and Sahara heading to Shattered Flasks. Where are you going, Usala?
I'm trying to think of what I could even buy with 24 gold.
You do not have to buy anything right now. Keep in mind, you can sell or you can
It's
save.
Burning a hole in my pocket.
I've been trying to teach my son that for a while now, and he still doesn't get it. He's 6 though.
If I die with 25 gold in my pocket that I could have spent to something that could save my life, what a waste.
Well, I've got an idea, Usala. You should just head straight to the House of Pentheru. You can solo that.
Ah, you're right.
You've got
Get
enough
ahead
force
straight.
barrages.
You'll get more money here.
Yeah, exactly.
I could buy a snake for 1 gold.
Is there a specific shop that you would go to for buying low level magic items? And would we know of its existence?
Not that you're aware of right now, but you could probably also find things for sale generally around the marketplace without much issue.
Okay.
So, but just for reference sake at the moment, Usala, where would you go? If you wanted to look for a place to purchase magic items while they're buying and selling, you could do that as well.
I think I'm gonna go find just a general, like, adventuring equipment shop. Like, nice general store.
Absolutely. Easy enough to just, like, go into the market and find people who are selling adventuring goods. So, with you heading into the market, the group separating a bit as well, that's where we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. So everyone can stand up, stretch, grab some water, and I will see you all in a few minutes. All right, welcome back.
So you're not allowing... Sorry, I apologize. Are you allowing a level 3
Keep it at level 2 for now.
Okay. Because I'm basically buying potions that'll save my life later.
Yeah, you are going to be limited for now to the minor elixirs of life and healing potions.
And the one that's called Emergency Escape.
That is a fun one.
No, it's a lifesaver is what it is.
All right, so we've got Nebsu getting his rune transferred. We have Sahara and Nahamura picking up some potions and elixirs. This is very much a feel free to buy what it is you are looking for. If it is uncommon or rare that you are specifically looking for, please run it by me first. It may or may not be available. You are limited by level for the most part for what it is you are looking to get.
Would it be possible to find a rapier with a +1 potency rune?
Most certainly. Do you have a bit over, right around 37 gold?
37, yes, I do. In fact, I have actually been saving.
Fantastic.
Just in case.
Are you certain?
Yeah, so there should be two platinum, 10 gold, and then 19 silver. So that should be plenty. Wait.
If you look right
Dang it,
underneath
I'm
your
so
platinum, it
close.
says total
It's
coinage.
There it is. Dang it.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
the potency rune does cost
35.
35 gold. Now, if you were looking to sell your sword cane, I don't know if you're planning to hold on to that or not, or just go straight to the rapier.
Well, I mean, when you're into formal occasions, it would be nice.
Fair enough. Let me
I'll
ask you
How
guys.
much do you need? How much do you need?
I need 5 gold. It looks like, but it's no worries. I can get it later.
I'll front him 5 gold.
Okay.
I would have fronted you 5 gold, but you're in a different party, so I didn't know you needed it.
I am subtracting it from my sheet.
All right, and you can then go ahead and dump 32 gold on an Emsu.
Yeah.
There is your +1 rapier.
If I put 32, will it remove?
Just make sure you check the remove value, not specific type, and then it will.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Done.
Do you guys want to hold on to that swarm suit that you picked up?
I'm okay without it.
I would not care for it.
Actually, you know what? It doesn't. I can wear it. I can wear it because I'm not getting any value out of anything else. So
It lowers
that makes
your
sense.
AC
Oh, it
And
and your
does.
speed.
It's
and
basically
it is one
for-
bulk.
Never mind.
if we ever know we're gonna deal with a swarm.
Yeah.
Beforehand, somebody can don it to.
Okay, never mind. Fetch that.
Yeah, it would lower your AC by 2, I believe, of an MSU, and your speed by
Yikes.
5 feet.
My
Yeah.
shield
Oh,
is
you know what?
also anti-swarm, so.
Yep.
Do they have any leather armor?
Regular leather armor would be certainly easy to
Regular
pick up.
Yeah.
That costs 2 gold.
Yeah.
If
never mind.
if
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
mind,
that's
if you
right,
don't
it
mind,
would
yeah,
plus
sorry.
1.
If you don't mind a little extra padded armor in the front, I just got rid of mine. I mean, it was a little
The
sweaty,
padded
so I
armor
didn't
would be
even
at the
sell it.
same. No, it's okay. I keep thinking that I went with the regular rapier instead of the plus 1, but
I
I'm good.
will.
Never mind.
Are we holding on to the swarm suit? Final decision.
I say sell.
Yeah, I'm okay with selling.
Okay. Then we will go
Yeah.
ahead and get you guys 10 gold from that, which, if my calculations are correct and I distribute that, that should be an exact 2 gold for each of you, which would give you enough on an M-suit to purchase leather armor.
I think I will go for that then.
All right. Then there is your leather armor, and I took away your money already.
Leather armor's 2-3.
Thank you.
Leather armor is 2.
Actually, and I could sell my armored cloak. I don't need that.
2-2, 2-3.
Leather armor is 1-4.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
1-4 with no
So
strength
I'll have
required.
19.
Can I locate a cantrip deck?
A cantrip deck. Yeah, that should be possible. Are you looking for just
I'm
a
buying a 5-pack of stabilize.
the classic? You're not letting anyone die again. Yeah, you could certainly find that for 5 gold.
Does anybody mind if I take the gecko potion?
Nope, go for it.
Too many.
I like to collect things and have backups to get my hell out of my be safe.
Every plus 1 matters.
Would
No, it's
anybody
more-
else like this healing potion, or is it okay? I mean, I've got plenty, but I don't know if we want all the healing in one person.
I took 1 healing potion because again I like to be protected.
Okay.
So I say take it.
Okay.
All right. Everyone finished with their shopping generally?
Yes.
Fantastic. Usala, you would be able to find a rubbing set here.
Right.
Okay, then right around 4 p.m., you all will have finished up your explorations and probably, we'll say, meet back up at the gates of the necropolis when you are ready to go and enter on in. So, you have your next location. It's pretty far into the day, so may or may not be able to explore the entire place today, but you're certainly more prepared now. You all are free to make your way over.
Now remember we have to bypass Acid Street.
Yes. So probably
Yeah, that place is a real trip.
down here.
Well, the
I
door
was
you're
thinking
looking
it was
for
gonna-
is on this side. It is on the
Oh yeah,
south.
that's right.
So
That's right.
you will need to do a full around, unfortunately.
I take it this wall is too tall to climb.
No.
Unless, of course, I have a gecko potion.
It's more so, do you guys want to climb walls?
No.
They'd be looked at and frowned upon.
You'd get some judgment from anyone who catches you, but yeah, you could
Maybe a
certainly
GM or two.
sort of take the long way around, pass Vizier's Hill, and head towards the house as well. Can I get a perception check from everyone as you make your way to the house? Okay. Nebsu, you are the one to notice as you approach the building, sort of following along the walls of this entire area, which does appear to be a variety of like noble houses of varying sizes, that the set of gates you're looking for up ahead, there is someone there sort of also approaching as well at the moment, a bit ahead of you.
We have company.
Good company or bad company?
What'd she say?
I say good company or bad company.
I don't know. It's a single person heading the same direction we are. They're ahead of us, though.
How far ahead of us?
At this point, they're probably like 150 feet ahead. They, probably reach the gate of the location you're heading for, and for a moment look like they're going to keep walking and just pass it by, but they stop directly in front of the gates of your location.
I'd be willing to make you a bet that they're not even on the list of people who are allowed in here. And they're just going to come in here and try and steal things.
Can I do a perception check to make sure there's nobody hiding in the buildings, like an ambush or anything?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a perception check.
Really, I would like to do the same.
Sure. Taking a look around both of you as this is pointed out, I mean, this whole area is like estates enclosed by really only like 10-foot tall sandstone walls, more so just to afford privacy to the houses within. Most of the structures are 2 to 3 stories within them. From where you are walking down this street, you don't see anyone else. No one else appears to be nearby or watching. It's pretty darn quiet as well. It is simply this individual who, at this point, like the front gate was slightly ajar, has put a hand on it and is pulling it fully open at this point, definitely seeming like they're about to head in.
Can I call out to him?
Excuse me, my good sir. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Calling out to the gentleman now entering a site that is not theirs.
Silas, as you are called out to, would you not only describe how you respond, but also describe your appearance to us?
Sure. Yeah. Young man, turn around. He's
Pretty man.
so pretty. Dressed in very kind of flowing but form-fitting clothing. He has a large fan in one of his hands. It's currently folded up. I don't know what you say when a fan is closed, I guess. But very tan. He looks surprised to see you all. But... Hello. So you've tracked the creature as well?
Creature?
I believe it lives here. Yes. That's why you're here, right?
No. Are you aware of the um mm, what was the oh no,
The lottery, the
drawing a blank.
opening of the necropolis.
Are you aware of this lottery that's been going on? Are you from around here at all?
This isn't a tomb. Tombs are usually underground.
Yes, but the necropolis in its entirety is under that that lottery system, which also includes the noble houses that you are currently uh, moving around.
I'm sorry, is this yours? Do you own this creature here?
The creature, no. The property that you are entering, yes. And this is our site to view, to excavate, document.
I believe
Detail.
this creature might be responsible for the people disappearing. Will you help me get rid of it?
Would it be a society check to try and piece together what exactly he's referring to by the creature and missing people?
Give me a recall knowledge.
Recall knowledge. Here we go.
That is unfortunate.
I did.
You are unaware of any such disappearances this figure is speaking about, Amenemsu. Wati, of course, always has its share of strangeness, but disappearances do not often happen. Everyone slowly.
I know, if I was
approaching.
Silas, I'd be like, oh god, run away. Jeez, it's like the big mafia rolling up.
Okay, he's affected by Mora. That means he's a party member now.
Listen, if you would like, how about joining us, and perhaps we can find this creature together. But our overriding detail for being here is to research and remove anything of value, I guess. What the overriding thing is going. But yeah, if you'd like to join us, I guess we could add a 1, 2, 3, and 6.
I will
I'm
help
not-
you slay this creature.
Good. I'm not here for the spoils. You can have them.
That's no fun. You should always be for the spoils.
I don't like spoiled things.
Oh, neither do I, but the spoils are so much fun when you sell them.
I prefer to trade.
Who are you flipping off?
Oh, me? The motorcyclist who likes to rev their engine outside? I wasn't sure if that was on camera.
Well, there's a nice thing about having cameras on, and I actually pay attention.
I've got a guy who lives in my apartment building who, at random times, will like to spend a minute or two just revving their engine outside. It's very annoying.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Just gotta
They've done
remind
it at that
everyone how
time.
small his dick is.
So,
And is everybody dressed like their tokens?
Yes, I am.
I'm mostly.
The only difference is
Amenemsu-
he doesn't have wings.
Yeah, so Amenemsu wouldn't be dressed like that today. If he was working, he probably would. He's got more of the traditional desert garb over leather armor.
you can tell me Amenemsu doesn't explore tombs in a 3-piece
Well, that's
suit?
why I was like, geez, like my guy's like,
maybe that was yesterday, and he thought better of it.
He got some
the
actual
tomb's
armor
never been
today.
opened, right? It's going to be pristine.
Surely.
You may call me Silas.
How about introductions? My name is Eminem Sue. These are my compatriots. We call ourselves the Silver Mask. This is Nebsu to my right. Behind me is Usala. This fine young lady here is Sahara, and Nahamura to her left.
Pleasure.
The Silver Mask.
Plus,
Yeah,
You're
we had
wearing
to.
a mask.
We had to give ourselves a name to be able to sign up for the lottery thing. We agonized over it for like an hour and a half. Most boring hour and a half of my existence.
I don't care much for bureaucracy.
Sometimes you got to put up with it, though. It's
I
like when
just
you get
walked right in.
It's like when you get arrested in a small village for doing weird things. You know, you got to put up with it because they're villages and they always arrest you.
You only
Mostly
get
the
arrested
sn-
if you do something wrong.
these anecdotes are quite often a part of Sahara's uh,
Charm.
dialogue. But what
Sahara,
we call ourselves isn't
if I
exactly
might
it.
suggest, every night you should go out to the desert and whisper your secrets. It will keep them safe and your mind will be clear.
Oh, I don't have secrets. Those are no fun.
Maybe
Sharing
you should.
sharing is caring.
Well, shall we? So pull open the door more.
Yeah. I do want to ask Silas, is your gate active right now, or is it
Probably
suppressed?
not. No.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, he hasn't seen anything. It probably should be active, but he's not. You know,
You
he's
can
not
just
worried.
keep it permanently active. So.
I mean, yeah, but like wind swirling around and droplets of water. I mean, that's
fair
kind of-
enough. Just
kind of
wanted
a
to put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are free to pull it open. The map is accurate. There are those two statues on either side of the door, which do just appear to depict two men in relatively regal bearing, dressed in like these loose, short robes, traditional Osiriani headcloths. There is like the left gate that was partially open did have hieroglyphs carved into them that do say House of Pentheru. As you pull these gates further open to take a look in, though, it's a small courtyard in front of you, completely covered in dust and sand. There are pairs of columns on the eastern and western sides, which you're fairly certain at a quick glance were probably very brightly painted at one point, but at this point are now just completely bleached by the sun, supporting archways with doors in them leading into other areas. There's a small flight of steps, of course, as well to the north that leads to a pair of very ornate doors in the south of the two-story building itself.
Keep your eyes open. The creature is small.
What can you tell us about this creature?
Not very much. I believe it flies.
Would it be dark in color?
Could be. I've only glimpsed it at night.
Saw a rather strange creature the other night as well. 2 nights ago, I believe, coming out from the necropolis. Rather strange currents. Thought I could try and follow it, but had no no such luck. But I don't know if it could have been the same thing. But
I am going to be looking at the statue, see if there's anything unusual about it.
Sure. As Nebsu reaches that point in the courtyard, I need to know where everyone else is.
I'm
Stepping
gonna assume
into-
would be
Step up.
staying
Yeah.
close to to Silas here, just trying to strike up a conversation. Best of his
Sounds
abilities.
good. Okay. As you step further into this area, Nebsu, there's almost a bit of familiarity that strikes you. For the briefest of moment, you feel like you are back in your own time period. All of you begin to hear voices echoing out from within the courtyard. Those of you outside the gates right now hear even louder the sounds of a mob, people shouting and crying out, bashing against the walls, trying to knock them down. There is a voice coming from within the courtyard. Silas, you do speak ancient Osiriani perfectly, so everyone but Sahara will understand this. A voice crying out, "Hold the gates! Don't let them inside the compound!" As just blows seem to shake and rattle this entire area. I will need Nebsu, Amenemsu, and Silas to all give me a will save, please. As this effectively, what seems to be a memory begins to manifest and play out.
Woohoo!
Let's
Hero
go.
point it.
Okay.
It's
Starting
not
off
fear.
on the
Is
right
it
foot.
fear? I don't know.
This is a fear effect.
Oh, okay. Everyone gets +1 if that matters.
Fantastic.
If it is is it an auditory fear effect or is it a?
It is probably should have the auditory trait, but right now it is just emotion and mental.
Okay, then I would not be able to use my counter
Yeah,
performance.
I would say you could use it if you want. It's partially the memory itself, but the voices and sounds. I would allow a counter performance here. With
Shape and a haircut.
With a +1, Silas, a 22 succeeds. That is the exact DC. But
everybody else gets a 27.
All of you can choose to use a 27. Nebsu, go ahead and take your hero point back, since you would have gotten it from the counter performance without needing to spend the hero point.
There's a reason there's a bard.
You're truly a magnanimous man.
I do this so I can tear you down later and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, I gave you that hero point back.
But even with all of that being said, does the Marshal's aura, it just gives a status bonus. It does not turn a success into a crit success or anything, correct?
Yeah, not right now, I don't think.
Okay. Then it won't last very long, but all three of you in the courtyard do become frightened just a little bit. These sounds, this manifestation, definitely putting you a bit on edge.
I don't get bravery till 3.
I know. I gotta take advantage of this while I can. Bravery hurts my soul, let me tell you. So the frightened, of course, will not last very long, just a few seconds, but there is what appears to be some sort of spectral manifestation occurring here in the courtyard. Whatever you guys would like to do, of course, is up to you.
Can I do like a religion check or anything to see if there's anything to put it at rest?
Yeah,
put whatever's
absolutely.
going on at ease.
Go ahead and give me a recall knowledge. Yeah, you, Nahamra, very clearly detect the presence of a haunting right now. This is residual spiritual energy, the echoes of memories of people who suffered and died here, that is echoing into the presence. You could certainly attempt to exorcise the spirits with a full religion check. You're also fairly certain diplomacy would also work to try and sort of calm these spirits as well. Both would be ways to disable this haunt. Permanently ending a haunt is much more challenging to do. You're also fairly certain, though, after experiencing it now, it is not a constant effect. You have not heard it again. There's probably a buffer period for it to regain its energy before it can enact this manifestation once more. So there's probably not a need for a disable check right now because it is in the process of resetting.
Okay. He will point that out to the group. Seems like there's some residual essence of what happened going on here. Be mindful. This may not be the only spot in the house.
Wild rectangle has
Seems
appeared.
like
Oh.
it seems like this. Oh yeah, that's
Who wrote this?
The Hera,
Month
'cause she
before
can't spell.
coming.
Just give it a line at least.
seems as though this plague was rather traumatizing for its citizens.
Plague.
Yes, it seems it was the plague of madness, I believe they called it.
That name does not ring any bells for you, Nebsu.
We'll have to discuss this more later.
Perhaps the creature is a manifestation of their madness, if that's what you think. We should be ready to fight.
Silas, can I ask, how long have you been in the necropolis by yourself?
8, 9 hours.
Okay. So it wasn't throughout the evening, it was just you came in this morning?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I was not expecting that animation.
Okay, great. It's going away.
Surprise.
It took a while to track it through the air.
If there
You
was
seem
a plague,
surprised I'm here.
what
The
we
gates
just
are
heard
wide
was
open.
likely the commoners trying to find shelter.
Silas, if you have a description for it, as you unleash your kinetic gates and open them up in preparation of combats that may lie ahead, what does it look like? What does everyone else see and experience as you do this?
Yeah, I think he like flips open his fan and there's like a gust of wind that like starts and when you were saying that yesterday, I was like, maybe Silas is talking. I don't know, Mitsu, you know, like and he was like, ugh. But yeah, there's burst of wind swirls around him, you know, ruffles his clothing and hair, and then there's kind of like almost like a light rain, but it doesn't seem to touch him, kind of like splattering lightly on the ground, and it just keeps whipping about him, but doesn't seem to kind of bother him. It's mostly quiet, you know, but there's a
It's like
reason he
having your
does.
own.
Oh, go ahead.
Like having a cloak of billowing.
Kinda, yeah. Like, there's a reason he doesn't have this on all the time. Like, if he's inside, just like chilling, and it's like, oh, cool, thanks for like, who left the windows open? But it's like, no, the windows are
You work
inside the
proud to hear him.
house. Yeah, like
Oh, in a desert, I want to be next to you because you're a swamp
Yeah.
fool.
exactly. It's like, yeah, you got. I mean, you're all in the aura
It's
right now,
actually
so
quite
it's
pleasant.
quite cool and yeah.
All right.
Are there any windows?
There are very slight windows high up. They're not full size, more so just small slits to allow light in. The closest one would be on this wall.
You said the creature
Nahama,
flew.
Yeah, is this like a 2-story building?
It is a
Or-
2-story building. Yep.
Well,
What are you saying, Nahamura?
I was just putting out there that I'm putting a psychopomp mask on before I enter,
Makes sense.
just in case.
shall we start to the right, maybe?
Yeah.
And Madame Sue will examine the doors, make sure, not that they'd be trapped, but
You never know now.
you never know. Yeah.
These doors, of course, do not appear to be trapped, but I do think this is a good time to confirm what exploration action everyone is taking here and make any relevant rolls.
Exploration search.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm on search as well.
Awesome. Solid detecting magic.
Sahara is also on search, but she's actually more paying attention to things trying to sneak up behind us.
Okay. Perfect.
I think Silas will just be trying to avoid notice.
Sounds good.
I mean, pretty impossible as a big group, but from, hey,
Hey.
that's his jam. That's how he works. So.
If you can get the stealth initiative roll and be hidden from an enemy, that's great.
That's true. But
Yeah. And Nahamura, what about you?
He is going to. We've already got a detect magic. He's gonna scout for that bonus in case we get into.
Sounds good. Though I do believe Scout conflicts with the bonus. Oh no, because Oracular Warning is a status bonus. Oh boy. Everyone's going to have real good initiatives.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get any relevant rolls you guys have. So anyone searching can give me that roll. Avoiding notice can give me that roll.
It will roll it secret if I do it from the action.
Yes, it should.
Okay, it says public roll. I just want to make sure.
If it says public, switch that. Or does it say public like right above chat or in the actual roll
In
dialogue?
the actual roll, yeah.
Go ahead and just switch it to blind then.
Okay.
It should roll it secret, but Foundry is made of spaghetti code. Okay.
I like spaghetti. It's delicious.
Unfortunately, the rest of you being so on edge right now is making Silas quite noticeable. It's hard for most of you to sort of ignore, even if you're traveling with them, the gusting winds and light rains in the center of your group. But the rest of you are doing your best, keeping an eye out as well, and you are free to move forward as you see fit. Opening the doors into what appears to be a large yard of some sort. There are several small sort of stone outbuildings that have been built into the outer wall of the compound. There is a well that looks like it has been built, standing between two of them. There is a stone table and benches sitting in the shadow of the house. There is another 2 sets of steps, each of them flanked by columns, leading up to doors. There is a set very close to you, leading to a single door, and there is a set leading to a set of double doors over here. There is an open doorway leading to what appear to be extensions of the house over here, and this structure specifically does appear to have a domed roof. There are a few other things that you guys do take notice of. Nebsu specifically, underneath this table, you see something coiled up. A dark brown snake appears to be lying in the shade underneath the stone table. Paying no attention to the fact that the token is green, I had limited art to work with.
That's just a huge change.
There's a snake lying in wait under the table.
It's me.
Why are you hiding under the table, Usala?
I'm in your walls.
Get out.
Any other tracks in the sand?
Give me a survival check real quick.
Survival. Oh,
Unfortunately, the sand is actually pretty disturbed in this area as is. It's hard to distinguish specific tracks. However, at this point in time, I do need everyone to roll initiative. Silas, of course, that is going to be a stealth initiative for you. And are you using oracular warning, Nahamura, for this?
I am, yes.
Okay. So that actually gives everyone in the party a status bonus to their initiative rolls. I should have that on my hotbar as well. And a temp HP as well. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bustin'.
There is that. I'll put that on
I don't know.
before scouting. I will adjust your initiatives if necessary here. And Nahamura reaches Cursebound 1, of course.
That I do.
Alrighty. Fantastic. Sahara, you are actually our first to act here. You're not exactly sure why, but we are in encounter mode as of this point. Something is going on. You may have been focusing behind you, but there is a stench actually coming from within this building in particular. A stench of decay.
Well, I am just going to go ahead and, because I don't like to be frightened, I'm not doing the focus point. This is
Sure.
just the one turn.
So everyone can go ahead and grab the Courageous Anthem effect here.
Don't know if that actually interferes with anybody, but let's see. And then I am going to, because I don't know what's here, what's attacking us, or anything along those lines, I am going to make our fighter even better by giving him a forbidding ward.
Fantastic. Unfortunately, you do have to determine a specific enemy the forbidding ward is coming against.
Oh, okay, then I don't cast
Yeah.
that spell because...
It's a little weird. You have to determine a specific ally and specific enemy within 30 feet.
Yeah, I was in a hurry, so I didn't read the whole spell. I am then going to, because I have a feeling something is sneaking up behind us. I'm going to
Maybe.
keep an eye out here. That's why everybody's panicking.
Sure.
Because I didn't do my job properly, and I was not keeping, because that haunt was there and it scared everybody.
All right. Is that it for your turn then?
Yes, because again, I don't know the snake is there.
Well, that was called out by Nebsu. The
Oh.
snake does not appear to be acting right now, though. It is simply like coiled, seemingly resting under the table.
Then I would actually give the forbidding ward to Nebsu from the snake.
I believe the enemy has to be within 30 feet as well, because they have to be a target of the spell. So I believe... Yeah, you have to target an ally and an enemy that are both within 30 feet for it.
Okay. Then again, I will... basically, I'm giving up the rest of my turn because... I gave everybody the anthem, and it's only a single snake. It's not like I want to cast a whole lot of anything to,
Use all your
make
spells.
it worse. Yeah, I use all my spells against a snake.
Only a single snake, of course.
Pop your flea potion. Quick, get out of here while you can.
What is it? Big Hero 6 when they all first get together and they hop down on the island, and a pigeon breaks a twig behind them and they just let loose. Yeah, great.
So
I
anyway,
almost bought one of the fling potions.
It's not just a snake, as something is going to stand up from within that building, sensing your approach, and make its way outside. Specifically, what appears to be a large hound with two heads, missing large chunks of flesh and muscle, with wriggling and writhing maggots covering its form as well. It is going to start there, so 20, 25. Yeah, it's going to go to right about there, just standing up, stretching, bounding out of the room. And it is going to just immediately attempt with one of its heads to bite at you, Nebsu, here.
Did it move so as to avoid?
It would have triggered a reactive strike from you if you would like. I keep forgetting you're a fighter. So you
Right.
are free to strike. A 21 absolutely hits.
Nine damage.
Deals a solid 9 damage. It does, however, bite you in return for 12 points of damage. And that is going to bring us over to Silas's turn.
All right, well, now Silas can reveal he's in league with the undead dog. And
Oh no!
yeah, he triggered my trap card. All right. I think he looks relaxed. I mean, not like, you know.
Is this the
Everyone
creature
should
you
be
were tracking?
careful. Is that the size of... No. No.
It doesn't look like it can fly. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, yeah, it looks to be deceiving. But he will go ahead and swirl his fan around and kick up the wind around Sarah, Sala, Nahamaru, and Amanamesu, and he's going to cast 4 Wind, or activate 4 Wind.
Okay.
So everybody can immediately stride up to half their speed. Well, except for
Whoa.
Neptune, but I think he's good.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to take it. But...
Would that include a tumble through?
It is specifically a stride up to half speed.
Stride.
Yes.
Let me double
Or
check.
fly if you have that. So you could not do solo
Everybody's
runs
running away. Okay, great. Great. Okay.
Fantastic. All right.
So that's 2, and then he will go ahead and just gather up some of the water that's pouring down and lob it at this creature.
Fantastic. Alrighty, and it is big enough that Nebsu will not provide cover, and a 25 will absolutely hit.
Big damage.
For a modest 3 points of damage. Definitely injures it. And Nebsu, you've already got flanking. Have fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I like that maneuver.
One must imagine the Marshal happy. I'm imagining it right now. That is a hit.
Debating.
Don't be greedy for crits.
Save it for the iterative.
It's a snagging strike. So it'll be off guard to everybody else.
That's so rude.
4, 8 points of damage.
Very nice.
Second action, exacting strike.
Okay.
So on a failure, it will not increase my penalty.
Very nice. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
There we go.
No!
There we go.
There we go.
I have made a grave error in allowing a fighter in my game.
Calcutta!
Oh my
no.
god. Yeah, just kill my dog, why don't you? He's just dead.
I didn't even get to do my thing.
What the hell?
Now you know why I didn't cast any big spells.
Nebsu just beheads one of the dogs. Okay, well, I think you have one action left if you'd like to do anything with it.
I will use an intimidating glare on the snake.
Is it within 30 feet?
I don't know. Is it?
It's exactly 30 feet away. Kills a dog, glares at a snake. Average fighter turn.
Target the snake and intimidate. Oh, it wasn't very intimidating.
The snake's not even paying attention. Let's be fair. It's like opened one eye, looked at you while killing the dog, and just shut it again. Luckily for me, and unfortunately for you guys, I had 2 dogs. And I've got one more coming out. And it's going to stay away from Nepsu here. And go for a bite here against Amenemsu as it comes trotting out of this building and coming forth to try and bite down on our rogue. That's a natural 2. Well, that's unfortunate. I did have these guys laying down and prone, so that's their turn. Uh-oh. Have fun, Amenemsu.
Oh, right. I certainly am.
I didn't think the fighter was going to crit. And roll a 10 and a 12?
I'm going to do a quick recall knowledge.
Yeah, go for
Recall.
it. What are you trying to figure out about these things?
What kind of undead it is? Because I have undead lore.
Appears to be ghoulish in nature, from what you can tell.
Funny, she doesn't look ghoulish.
Well, that's on you for judging by appearances.
You're right.
Now, unfortunately, I have to let you know, because you're a mastermind rogue and it hurts my soul, you crit failed.
Oh my goodness.
So, I'm absolutely lying to you, and you do not get sneak attack.
Well, that's unfortunate. And you can't... All right. Hey guys, I think it's a ghoul.
More like a zombie to me.
It's the glowing eyes. That's what tells you it's a ghoul.
Yeah.
I think that's a glow, not a ghoul.
Yeah. Funny, she doesn't look Jewish. Yeah, thank you.
Well, you've got 2 actions left.
Yeah, let's
You can always try again.
okay. Let's. Can I do a tumble through?
Yeah,
to the
absolutely.
Other side? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Sounds
And
good.
oh, do with the plus 10. Do.
Yes. Certainly
Yeah, I
a
think I can
success. You do not yet have to roll
Alright.
behind, I don't believe.
I don't. I decided to go with a different thing. Let's see here. What is it? Oh yeah. Take out my shiny new rapier.
The rat pier.
Oh, that's why I have my different tabs up. Okay, here we go. And strike with it.
Alright, and good old quick draw, letting you hit even if it wasn't drawn beforehand.
None if I roll a 2 as well.
And that's a big old miss. Unfortunately.
That's hero points.
Yeah.
You do have hero
You know
points.
Yeah, I do have hero points.
Sala, why'd you have to remind him? That is unfortunate.
So he could roll a 1.
It
That's
doesn't
why
turn
he
into a
reminded him.
But it gets a plus 10, right?
It should have, which would
21.
a 21 hits, but it is still a natural 1, which turns it into a miss. I knew I forgot to make that adjustment.
Well, that is.
It's been
It's a
working
little
skill
unfortunate.
Yeah.
They made an update to Workbench recently, and they changed the Keeley's enabler to a drop-down instead of a checkbox. And so it auto-turned it off in all games, and I keep forgetting to turn it back on before sessions. It should be on now, though. So, yes, while a 21 would hit, specifically the fact that it is a nat 1, unfortunately brings it back down into a miss.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
All right.
Nahamura, that will bring us over to you, I believe.
95% chance to hit him there.
There's always a
Oh.
chance. The worms all come together and block the strike.
Ew.
Yeah.
I
Awful.
will cast guidance on
Okay.
Nubs too.
Fantastic. Stop buffing the fighter.
No.
He doesn't need it. Now, also, as a reminder, Nahamura, guidance does conflict with Courageous Anthem. So I don't know if Sahara was planning to cast it again or not, but they are both status bonuses.
I'm a bard. I always
Okay.
plan to cast it.
Yeah, I guess Sahara does go for Nubs too.
You can still do it if you want. It does benefit saving throws and skill checks.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Give him a possibility there. And then,
Fantastic. Then go ahead and take your guidance there, Nebsu.
and I'll move 20.
Wrong button.
Target Amenmasu and cast a life link on him.
Fantastic. All right, no healing necessary because he's still at full. All
For now.
Well, let's be fair. Nebsu gets a whole ass turn before my dog goes.
He's gonna have a good turn too.
Usala,
Yeah.
up to you.
Sit, dog.
That's so rude. Giving a command to what you believe to be an undead. Hysterical choice. Go ahead and grab your Ancestral Memories effect. Or I guess I put it on the creature because they're taking a status penalty.
I have my blood magic.
You get your blood magic, and my dog has to make a will save. Which it will succeed at.
Wow.
As you command the dog, and the head that's missing its lower jaw just sort of, cocks and looks over at you. Drool just leaks onto the dirt.
Well, that was my turn.
Effective sorcerer turn. Sahara, that brings us back over to you.
I am going to Courageous Anthem again, and the song is going to be We Didn't Start the Fire, because I'm going to start the fire. I am going to interact to pull out the... Where is it?
The Alchemist
have it.
Fire?
Yeah,
Nice.
there it is. I'm going to interact to draw it, and then I'm going to target the creature, and I'm going to target it close so it does not flash onto Amanetsu.
So Splash gets all creatures within 5 feet of your target creature, so it will get Amenemsu no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot
Well,
specifically target this square of the creature. Don't forget to grab your Courageous Anthem effect before attacking.
Oh, yeah.
But a 17, unfortunately, is still a miss. But I also believe that means it does deal splash
You still
damage
get
to the
the
target
splash.
and all other creatures within 5 feet. So,
They said it was undead, and I know fire kills undead.
go ahead and roll damage for me.
most things. Yeah.
Fire does kill most things.
Isn't it only 1 point of splash damage for everybody?
Well, the splash damage will be put into the damage roll. That's a great thing about how
Okay.
chemical bombs are done in Foundry.
Okay.
Because it'll show up as that secondary roll there. So,
Yeah.
But yes, Amenemsu and the dog both only take 1 point of fire damage here.
But I didn't start the fire. I sang about it.
You did ignite it, though. And I don't see you trying to fight it. So, Amenemsu, if you would please... Actually, Amenemsu doesn't take that damage. Nahamura takes it.
With the
Because of
with the
life
life
ward.
rank, I'll take it. Yep.
So go ahead and take that 1 damage for me, Nahamura, if you don't mind. It just hits your temp HP that you had.
Yeah.
And Silas, I believe that brings us back over to you.
Okay, well, the snake isn't doing anything.
It's
Yep, no-
literally just chilling.
Yeah, which is fine. You all should relax. And he's going to gather up some of that water and push it into Nemsu.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. A good old Ocean's Balm.
I got an error. Perfect. Oh, he has to put it on himself. Perfect.
Yeah, and
And then
you can
that
click
should
the
roll.
button to roll the healing.
Oh, okay. Ooh, these big heals. Nailed it.
Let's go to health.
Basically fully healed. And then he will... Yeah, he'll go ahead and 2 action, throw some water at this thing.
Might as well.
Yeah. I mean, he could have people move so the fighter can attack 3 times, but I mean, come on.
Where's the
I don't
fun
want to
in
make you
that?
mad in my first session, so save that for later.
Look, you're already making me hold off on giving you a relic until at least session 2.
I'll use a hero point, because why not?
Why not? Might as well. A 22 absolutely hits. For 8 total points of damage, certainly as the water impacts into the dog, injuring it, sort of pushing it to the side. Nebsu, you're up. Please don't. Can I convince you otherwise?
Oh, step and snagging strike.
You considered taking a rest at home for a day. That is a hit. I'm fine with a regular hit. I can deal with that. 11 points of damage is a lot. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Be calm it down there.
Final action. There's just another strike. It doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah.
Boop. Boop. Ooh, I'll hero point it.
Go for it. Why not?
Okay.
Fantastic. That does hit. With our good old plus 10.
For 9.
With another 9 points of damage. Fantastic. I get a second turn with my dog. I'm so happy. It gets to vigorously scratch itself. Oh, wait. Do I really want to do that? That's a manipulate action. Hold up. Let me think.
Do it.
I'll start with an attack. How's that sound? I'm going to leave it up to the dice if I'm attacking Amenemsu or Nebsu here. Nebsu is our target for the bite. So that is a exact crit, I believe, unless you have a way to buff your AC as a reaction.
I do not believe I have one of those.
Alrighty. Then that is going... It's a low roll. It's only going to deal 16 points of piercing damage to you.
Alrighty.
And let's see here. Bada bing, bada boom.
I would like to add guidance to any, if possible.
Okay. Then let me go ahead and take that guidance away real quick. Okay. It is going to vigorously scratch itself with its last 2 actions here, which will trigger a reactive strike from you if you would like, Nebsu.
Alrighty. He told you to sit! Yes.
Well, that's
Turn
just
about fair
rude.
play. You crit him, he'll crit you.
Yeah, but he has a fatal weapon. And he also gets to... I mean, he killed it, so it doesn't really matter that he interrupted the manipulate action, but... with that, the second and final of these 2 dogs will collapse to the ground, deceased. Notably, they do not exhibit the signs that undead normally do, where their body withers and collapses upon being destroyed. This is more a sign of a normal living creature dying. But
Odd.
that is where initiative is going to end, as both of these creatures are deceased and the snake was not engaging.
Question.
Answer.
With my imprecise sense, were these the source of the bad smell?
Does appear to be so, yes. Yeah, that scent of rot seems to have been coming from these. Now that they're dead, if anyone wanted to try and give another recall knowledge to figure out what exactly they were, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah. I'm just gonna throw that down.
Fantastic. Love the crit fail from Usala. But we have a success from Amanem Su and Sahara here. You do recognize what this thing is. This is a death dog, which is a living creature. It is commonly believed to be a type of undead, but death dogs are living creatures that have been infested with symbiotic worms that are extremely contagious. They're fantastic trackers, nocturnal hunters. They are pack animals as well. Their saliva contains hundreds of tiny eggs that grow into flesh-devouring worms over a short period.
Everybody wants to back up. Everybody wants to back up. These things are contagious.
Yeah,
Eating
should
these
probably
things
burn the
not
bodies.
recommended. You do also know, if you have been afflicted, it does take time for the worms to hatch and grow and for you to show signs of being afflicted.
Is that a fatal
Death
thing?
wormed.
Worm pox from these is...
Worm pox?
Yeah, it's worm pox. It is eventually fatal. But it does take quite a long time to reach that point. I will actually specifically go ahead and put it into chat for you guys, so you're aware of how worm pox works.
Stage 5, dead.
Yeah, stage 5 is... I always love it when it's just stage 5 dead. Dead. Don't reach stage 5. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Do whatever you have to.
Is it possible for them to
Nebsu
make a
the only
medicine
one?
check on me to see if
That's
I've...
what I was just about to ask.
Yeah, if you wanted to try and diagnose Nebsu, see if he has contracted any worm eggs, you are welcome to do so.
And then, do you want that secret? Do you want that?
Oh, this can be public. Why not? I'll allow the hero points to be used. I'm in a good mood. An 18 will succeed for the diagnosis. Nebsu has been infected by worms.
Oh no.
It was specifically the second bite where Nebsu said he'd like to use guidance if possible. That contracted it. Unfortunately, it was a failure either way. But
Would I know how to fix this issue?
you could spend time treating his disease. That is a very lengthy process. It takes about 8 hours to do. Otherwise, simple anti-plagues would help him try to overcome it, but a lot of this stuff is pretty natural. If you were more powerful, you would have access to the Cleanse Affliction spell that has the ability to potentially, at minimum rank 2, reduce the stage of a disease. At 3rd rank, it could actually counteract it. So you could potentially go to like the Grand Mausoleum. They would likely have clerics capable of casting it, and you could purchase a casting of 3rd rank Cleanse Affliction to clear him up. But otherwise, it is mostly going to be a just something he has to naturally overcome.
Well, while we're at it, I will treat his wounds.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring up the fact of maybe stopping by the Grand Mausoleum if you would like assistance on getting rid of this affliction.
It's probably a good idea.
I don't think risky surgery is needed.
He's down about 25 health right now.
I guess if I roll max, 8 isn't gonna knock you out, is it?
I'm at 9, so I'll be fine.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Let's go risky surgery.
Unless you crit
That, It's at +11, so we'll see.
Oh, that was beautiful,
Roll.
but sort of.
So 3 damage to you, but then you heal 10. So you
Oh,
net
yes, sir.
gain 7. All right. And
Well, he's
yeah, I was gonna say during that period, what is everyone else doing during the diagnosis and healing? That takes about 20 minutes.
I'm gonna refocus.
Sounds good. What do Sala?
Refocus.
Sounds good.
I'm back here tuning my instrument.
Silas and Amenemsu, what about the two of you?
I mean, if we're taking-
Amanamsu will go ahead and take a look in this thing over here.
Sure. Give me that
This
perception check.
room they were coming in. Yeah.
And Silas.
if we're taking 20 minutes, I guess I'll heal him again because 10-minute cooldown.
Yeah, absolutely. You could do that 2 more times if you wanted.
Pour salt water into his wounds, which probably burns. You really shouldn't let yourself get bitten.
God. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
See, the
Okay.
burning, it helps.
Wow.
The salt water, it helps.
It's probably beneficial
Good
because I don't
salt.
think Nebsu can feel the salt water. He can't feel
I mean,
the burn.
maybe it doesn't burn, but like I like to think, salt water, it's one of those like it stings immediately and then it actually
Oh,
feels
yeah.
fine, really, like
A worm-infested sword coming up.
great.
We're nothing if not weird. Amenemsu, taking some time to look around this room. I mean, it's a small structure, only one room. There are ruined furniture remains that have all but disintegrated with the passage of time and these death dogs in and out of it. There is a small area you notice in the far corner that does appear to have been dug up recently by the death dogs, and you do find a few valuables that were seemingly hidden in the ground, maybe by someone long ago, that have been recently dug up. It's nothing particularly amazing. It's some silver pieces, some copper pieces, and a beautiful-looking turquoise earring that has a bit of value.
All right.
So,
I don't have any visuals in this room. Is there?
nope. Because you
Oh.
only have low-light vision.
Really? It's that dark?
Yeah, I mean,
My goodness.
this is where the natural light is sort of coming in. Is pointing to the south here.
Interesting.
I mean, like, if we're being real technical, yes, the sun sets on the west, and it's absolutely late afternoon, so should be coming in, but there's also the shadow of this building, and I could not be bothered to calculate all that when I was putting the
will
lighting
cast-
on this map.
I am putting light upon myself
Perfect.
because I'm too pretty to
Ta-da.
not be seen.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So up to 4
Oh, you
people
can
can
make
get
4 of
light.
those?
Yeah. Remastered light is effectively a mix between old
That's
light
so
and
nice.
dancing lights.
Can you put one on my Aeon Stone?
It follows creatures, but you could, I suppose, attach it to the Aeon Stone. Why not?
I'll take one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have one.
So
Hey,
Usala
no,
and Silas
right
just grab
here.
that.
Oh
It's
god,
so
our eyes!
bright.
Ah! The snake just hissing, like, oh, I hate it.
Yeah, honestly,
mine.
when all of you get this spell, the snake will, like, open its eyes and begin to hiss. That is enough that it might aggravate it into attacking. If you guys don't do anything.
Oh, I want to
The
try to
scholar
like talk
can-
to the snake.
Do you have Speak with Kin?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Fantastic. Then, I mean, this would effectively then boil down to a nature check for anyone to try and keep the snake calm. If anyone has
Would I
any
get
cool
a-
ideas.
Circumstance bonus for being snake.
Unfortunately, no.
Can I give him an aid by playing soft music that the snake probably can't hear?
Sure, fuck it, why not? Snake charming is a time-honored tradition.
Indeed.
Oh, I gotta select a target.
Nice.
Very nice. So go ahead and give me that nature check as 4 blinding balls of light come out. Yeah, Usala, I hate to let you know, that is a regular failure.
Denied.
That is still a regular failure.
Damn it.
So, I mean, as you're
Doesn't have a
trying to
plus
keep
10?
this snake calm, it's only a plus 10 if you roll like 10 or below.
Oh.
Rolling an 11 does not give you a plus 10.
Like, I needed to be one worse.
Yes. I mean, I will... Does anyone else have any ideas? Because the snake is very clearly not happy with the orbs of light suddenly shining on it. It was hiding in the
glare
shade
at it.
for a reason. You'll glare at it.
And hope that it gets afraid and leaves.
Throw some
I
sand
tried
in its eyes. Yeah.
I tried to charm it, but I don't have a flute.
We're so mean to the wildlife. Glare at it, throw
I don't wanna
sand in
kill
its
it.
eyes.
Blind it with light spells.
I will allow one more intimidation check here, Nebsu. You do have intimidating glare, correct?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that was my skill feat this level.
Perfect.
You want me to roll a second one?
Yeah, I'll give you one more. Oh, sorry, I saw you just rolled. My game did not. I'm dying, I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
All right.
Okay. So the command and animal failed. However, this is a successful intimidation check. I am going to roll a single will save for this snake here, for final determination. It is going to fail. It is going to sort of cower and hiss at you guys. It is not going to move to attack as of right now. Unless if you do anything further to annoy it, it probably will. But for now, it is going to hold back. All right. Those of you who are approaching the well there, it is very clearly long dry by this point.
Curious, what's can we see the bottom yet?
Yeah, absolutely. The bottom of it is about 8 feet deep at this point, full of sand.
Just in case, Silas is gonna create water with his base kinesis and just like be dropping, like cups full into the well, just to, because maybe there's something under the sand.
It begins to wet the sand at the bottom, soaking in, but also very quickly soaking in and just disappearing from sight. This is a long, parched well, and as you continue to put some water in, nothing is going to be revealed of any interest to you.
Yeah, he's not going to spend a long time, but
Yeah.
if there was something like hiding beneath the sand or sleeping under there, it'd be like, what
We
the
could
heck?
repel someone down if you really wanted to check.
No.
Yeah,
Appreciate the
Menemsu will
honesty.
Menemsu will jump down and be. Can we use that shovel? Just that shovel.
Yeah,
could.
I'm gonna pass it over to you. I'm gonna hand a shovel over to you.
All right, and I will dig down a little bit, see if I find anything.
Silas, are you continuing to pour water on Amenemsu's head when he jumps in?
It would probably feel really nice, so please, yes.
Well, I
that's
don't know.
great.
Is it easier to dig in the wet sand? It's like it's easier to dig it up, but then it oozes back down. Like, where's he throwing the sand? No, he'll stop.
I feel like a young Frankenstein.
He's
Oh,
just
this one.
digging. It's
The snake is parched.
Yeah, let me just dump some water on the snake. I'm sure it'll love it.
oh, that'll go well. Yeah.
Just give him a little puddle to drink from.
Yeah, I mean, he's just parched.
I would play a song about digging, but I don't know one.
And just play the Holes soundtrack. How's that sound? Amenemsu, give me a perception check. Why not?
Hell yeah.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Fuck it. You know what?
Yeah.
Between the water being poured in by Silas, the rest of the people like standing up and looking down, Amenemsu jumping in, digging with the shovel, eventually, after like 5 minutes of arduous work, digging in this small area, doing your best, you find it. The thing you've been missing this whole time. How mean do I want to be here? Hold up, let me make a decision.
A pick.
A single gold piece.
I was gonna say a single copper piece.
So I was legitimately rolling for that. I rolled a D4, and it was going to be a copper, silver, gold, or platinum.
Nice.
I
that's
rolled a
good.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Menem Sue would flick the gold coin up out of the.
It's a sand-covered, wet gold piece.
Hell yeah. Worth it. We're rich, boys.
So is this gold piece worth anything since it's so old? There are coin collectors, right?
There would be. Unfortunately, this is not like a very well minted old piece of gold. It is mostly rubbed down to be just gold in a relative circle shape.
It is literally a piece of gold.
Yes, it is not. I do actually have specific treasure that I like to use in certain games like this called ancient gold. That is old minted gold and has higher value than a normal gold piece does. Because I think that's fun, but this is not one of those. I'm not that nice. Not rewarding the well digging.
Like you're literally a gold digger now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh my god. This is why I run Pathfinder, people. This right here is the reason. It's perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There are a couple more like small outbuildings here. There are the steps leading to the house proper. There are a few potential things of note. So I'm going to stop you right there, and I am going to ask for some new checks. Silas, if you are still avoiding notice, a new check for that, please. Anyone who is searching, a new check for that as well, please. As you come up this building to the east, very similar to the building that you checked out to the south. However, no creatures currently inside. It is simply empty, save for debris, refuse, and wind-blown sand. Silas, I did not think it was worse. You could roll worse than your stealth check earlier. Because you got a 3 earlier on the dice.
Well, there's 2 worse. Plus, he now has a light spell on him, so none of
You
this.
got a nat 1 this time, so I think the light is really what's doing it. It's hard to hide yourself when you got a glowing orb following you.
He's just trying to do it. He's working with the skills he has.
It's a new experience working with a group.
He's invisible, right? Like, hey, nobody can see me.
I mean, you're blinding everyone who comes close and looks at you, so...
Do you look at the sun? No, you look away.
Okay. A couple of things. Nebsu and Amenemsu. You can see slightly into this building here, which does appear to have maybe been... it's another building full of detritus, destroyed furniture, sand, and whatnot. That building, however, from what you can see, has bones. Bones. Currently scattered around the ground, but if ever there was a place that bones could animate, that looks like the room it would happen in.
First rule of encountering traps: bring the trap.
Girl.
Yeah. You are fairly certain that there are likely, if anything, skeletons in there. However, even with how close you guys are right now, they do not appear to be animating, so it may require... You're not sure what the exact reason they would animate, if they were to animate, would be. But
Okay. Let's Amenemsu would take a step in.
Yeah.
With his rapier ready.
nice big empty room. The skeletons are coming from the northern area. My apologies.
Oh.
The northeastern rooms. This room you're in currently, very empty.
Yes. Anyways, no skeletons in here. Good to go.
Sahara. As you come over here and can see into this room, there's a couple things that catch your attention. I'll give you a guess as to whether the room is similar to everything else. Nice and empty, dust, debris. However, there do appear to be empty shelves built into the walls. Maybe a pantry of some sort. You do see there are a set of steps, much smaller than all the rest, leading up to another door into the building. More importantly, the thing on the ceiling in that room. It big.
Can I scream?
Yeah, absolutely.
Screaming is
I would
okay.
say, can I scream and run? But there's a snake behind me, so I'm not going to run into the snake.
Yeah, you can see it just sort of like currently on the ceiling and upper wall. Not moving, but it's a massive scorpion.
Yeah, I was beginning to wonder where the stairs were and the double doors at the end of the stairs were, because that should have been like the most common thing in this entire building.
Well, whether it has noticed you or not, I mean, you guys aren't trying to be stealthy, so it probably has.
Speak
But it
for
is
yourself.
not moving.
Yeah.
You're right, Silas. I'm sorry.
A scorpion, big scorpion. I am going to step back, and I'm going to step over here, and I'm going to step over here, because I don't want the snake to attack me. No, I'm not scared.
Look, I said, how many creepy crawlies can I fit in this place? And the best GRE said yes.
Sahara is a little on the frightened side until she gets a couple more levels and actually grows up a little.
Nebsu, that's a big ass scorpion right there.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
So, you guys know there's a scorpion there. You know there are likely skeletons in here. You've got no clue what's beyond this door. And there are at least 3 separate doors just on this side of the building into the building itself. Not to mention whatever the western archway had in store for you.
Let's go piss off that snake.
So you guys came here for 1 gold piece.
So far,
That is a big scorpion.
You guys found some other coins and an earring.
A disease.
And a disease, right? The real
I don't
treasure
mind
was
the
the diseases we
scorpion.
found along the way.
I don't mind the scorpion, but I do think we need to get rid of those skeletons before we leave.
Does anyone knows Fireball?
Fireball's here.
Nope.
Well, the
so are we
choice
going
of-
to ignore these? Are we going to ignore these creatures and go through the doors? I'm all for ignoring the creatures and going through the doors.
As long as we close the doors behind us, I don't think that either of these creatures can open it.
If that
There's a tiger
scorpion
in
can
there with the
open the
scorpion.
doors,
Right.
It'd be
Surprised it can
unstoppable.
fit through that door.
It's playing with a tiger right now.
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
just the
good.
artwork.
So
Don't
is a
worry
giant
about it.
scorpion considered an animal?
A giant scorpion is considered an animal, yes.
All right, I think that Silas will attempt to calm. I mean,
Sure.
I guess it's not really aggressive, but sure, why not?
Why not?
Travels in the desert. Want a blind nature check?
I believe Command an Animal is public, unless I'm losing my mind.
I don't.
No, this is public. Go for it. There actually should be a Command an Animal in your basic action macros, as long as you're trained in medicine.
You mean nature?
Or nature, yeah. No,
it's
medicine.
like, oh no, oh, never mind. Oh god. Oh, there is one. There we go.
Yeah. And you just target the scorpion since it gets against its will DC. Fantastic, yeah. I mean, the scorpion is like clinging up against the wall and ceiling, very much like the snake, just sort of enjoying the shade. It does not appear to be inherently aggressive right now, the distance you guys are, and it's not going to come after you. If you go into that space, you've got a much higher chance of it attacking you, most likely. But as you are right now, it's not going to come after you if you just leave it alone, very much like the snake.
All right. It's not aggressive unless we go into its area.
Throws a tiger corpse out the door at you.
Does there appear to be any valuable stuff in there?
At a quick glance, doesn't look like it. The whole area appears to have been pretty thoroughly destroyed. Much like all of these other exterior areas, just time and the elements has eroded what may have once been.
Wait, Silas isn't here for valuables, so he's not concerned about that, but, you know.
Want to check the doors, I'm an M-suit.
I may have just rolled a d12 for a secret perception check. Professional GM here, everyone. I know what my dice are. The doors do not appear to be trapped, nor do they appear to be locked.
Opening sessions.
Alrighty. Taking a look into the building ahead. It's a pretty nice looking interior. Similar to everywhere else. There's sand covering the floor from perhaps time periods where the doors were open and the elements were allowed to get in. There are numerous sort of slit windows that are allowing afternoon light to make their way into the building, though of course your various light spells are blinding that out no matter what. You do appear to perhaps be... it's hard to tell exactly what all is around you. This seems to be sort of an open entryway, but there are multiple paths that can be taken, multiple doors. There is one thing that catches your attention. Nebsu, Silas, Nahamura, those of you sort of who can see directly across the building can see into this area, the edge of this enormous stone table. Completely beautiful, like a marble, polished, smooth table that looks gorgeous, and you can see plates and goblets atop it. More importantly, though, is that within those goblets are heads, severed heads, just sitting in the goblets. All of you from where you are can smell a fetid scent of decay pervading throughout the house. And as you open the doors of the House of Pantheru proper, see those heads, smell this scent, that is where we are going to end off for tonight. So, thank you all so much for playing. Welcome to the game, Silas.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
And perhaps next week we might be able to figure out what creature Silas seems to be tracking down, as well as what riches you all may find in this abode.
Sounds like a couple of craniums.
Pick back next week. Will they forget about the scorpion? Walk right into it.
I'm not going to hide the token. I will remind you guys. It's certainly there. It's not going anywhere. I mean, if you guys are planning to explore here at night, when shade is no longer necessary, then the snake and scorpion may get a bit more active. But who's to say?
With all our light spells, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There's so much light. All
My
right.
poor dark vision. I can see in the dark all of a sudden blinding light everywhere.
I know.
It's going to be a hamster that we're fighting.
Of course.
The reason why I say that is because I'm listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, the first book, and I just finished it again. And he gets into a fight with a hamster and it almost kills him.
Well, I do not currently plan for you guys to fight any gerbils, but you know what? Maybe I'll change that. Who knows? But thank you guys for playing. I do so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week. Have a good one.
Everybody have a
Nice
good
to
week.
meet you.